real? Oh no. Yes. Let's go.
Boston
State of OH! Today. In Berkeley, California. You got it. This one's for three. AJ Hawk, $5,000. USA! USA! USA!
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey!
Why?
Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig!
Damn it!
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the DraftKings Thunderdome. On this Big Coach Wednesday, August 5th, 2026, this sports program begins now.
Football
is the greatest, and NFL training camps are continuing to deliver highlights from all over the league, making every fan base say, wait a minute, is this the year we win a Super Bowl? We shall see. It's obviously not just football that's crushing it. You got also baseball happening, and don't look now, the Dodgers are losing. And losing.
What?
Got swept by the Sox. Now they're about to get swept by the Cubs, potentially. Scooble gets his first start last night. They inevitably lose, even though he pitched well. Are the Dodgers actually a perfect indication of what baseball should be going forward? You can't buy a championship. You can't just put all the best players that exist on the entire planet onto one team and expect a championship to come that way. You can't put $1.12 billion into deferred payments and win a champion. Well, they did last year, actually.
Yeah.
And then the year before they did.
Yeah.
But right now, they're losing.
5 in a row.
Yeah, they are losing right now. The Mets didn't make the playoffs last year. They had the second highest payroll. Now, it was nowhere near what the Dodgers were doing. But if the Dodgers go on to win this year, with the addition of this man, Cy Young and MVP both being on the same team with Shohei Ohtani and he, it's certainly going to be a conversation about baseball stopping. But if the Dodgers continue to lose games like they're losing, I think everybody's going to be like, you know what, just let these people dump money into these things and let's continue to have a great. Maybe the Pittsburgh Pirates don't need to be spending money.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, maybe that is why this is happening. Nonetheless, Scooble gets his first start with the Dodgers. Huge storyline is the Cubs continue to be great, by the way.
They are.
The Cubs are playing very great baseball right now, and baseball is going to continue to be a story just because we obviously wonder if next year is going to happen or not.
Yeah.
Who's going to win it this year? Could be anybody. Probably your Dodgers.
Pretty good favorites.
Probably your Dodgers.
Heavy favorites.
But they're losing right now, so baseball survives next year, and that's what it's all about. The Talks Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One over the hammer,
Dahn.
Cowboys AP Tony's here, and 9-year NFL vet Darius J. Butler.
Yes,
here.
sir.
D-Butch 2 days from now, actually tomorrow,
Yeah. One day.
Hall of Fame game.
Wow.
Now it's a night game, and we're only at noon right now, so there's a lot of hours,
Yep.
obviously,
Sure.
to this thing. 32 probably, right? 32?
Sure.
Yeah.
Right, 32
Yep.
hours
Nailed it.
until we have an NFL helmet on a high school football field representing NFL teams and legends that are going to the Hall of Fame this weekend. Panthers versus the Cardinals. Kenny Pickett versus Carson Beck. Kenny Pickett won a Super Bowl.
Yes,
That's
he did.
right.
Last person to touch the ball for the Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl win was Kenny Pickett. He had gloves on his hands and he took a knee and he kneeled it out and won a Super Bowl.
Yep.
Now he's starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers in this preseason game because obviously Bryce Young's not going to get thrown out there for the Hall of Fame game. Not a lot of guys that we know in the NFL are going to be playing in this one, but we got a lot of proving ground. We got a lot of opportunity, and we have NFL football happening for the first time in a long time. D-But, how should we be viewing tomorrow night? And congratulations to all the Hall of Famers that are going in, including kicker Adam Vinatieri.
Absolutely, and that's what I'll be most locked into are the legends that'll be enshrined forever. But look, it's a lot of guys, like you said, fighting for the jobs. Pretty much everyone you see playing in this football game, outside of probably Beck and Carson Beck and Kenny Pickett, those guys obviously be on the team. But outside of that, everybody's fighting for the job. So yeah, I'm embarrassed to say I know I talked a lot of crap about guys that are betting on this, guys and gals that are betting on this game. Probably have a gambling problem.
No.
Shouldn't be doing it.
No.
But I was looking.
not
I
true.
was searching for player props, which I am embarrassed to say.
Don't be embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. But football is back. I've been itching for it. Put a good ticket together and watch some guys play. But if you really, 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 really love football, you'll be watching this game past the second drive.
No, yeah, second drive. We'll have it on TV in the background. I think it will be happening. Then we'll all be turning to X to see just the conversation happening. And then we'll see a highlight. We'll hear some loud noises. We'll certainly watch. The over-under has actually moved to 35.5. And that's
Okay.
because every Carson Beck highlight that comes out, they think, wait a minute, can this guy move the ball a little bit? Yes, he certainly can. We all thought Carson Beck would maybe be a better NFL quarterback than he was college quarterback. What he ended up doing in Miami and obviously at Georgia is spectacular. Always conversations about him off the field seemingly was the big Carson Beck show. In Miami, they loved him. He obviously had a lot of success. He's out in Arizona, first-time head coach out there, first brand-new offense. They got a new practice facility coming. Jacoby Brissett's there who could lead the way, maybe show him how to be a pro. Is Carson Beck the future of the Cardinals for the next 10 years? We don't know. What we do know is tomorrow night, representing Larry Fitzgerald as Arizona Cardinal going in there, Carson Beck's taking the field. against Kenny Pickett in the
Yeah, he is.
That's right.
Hopefully there'll be a couple highlights. Hopefully there'll be a couple moments that we can certainly celebrate on Friday. But the Hall of Fame is the story here.
Absolutely.
Congrats to Luke Kuechly. Congrats to Larry Fitzgerald. Congrats to Drew Brees. Congrats to Adam Vinatieri. And congrats to
Roger Craig.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out Roger Craig.
Big RT.
I do like that every year our season starts by honoring the greats of the past.
Yeah.
And that is what Hall of Fame's about. And I do also love the fact that training camps are showcasing highlights all over the place
Yeah,
of
everywhere.
the future. And I know whenever he got drafted out of Miami, people say, this guy's an absolute dog. We got a chance to see him wreck a bunch of games on the defensive side. They were calling the city that he went to Tampa Bain. Well, now we're seeing Ruben Bain Jr. as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. He's been jousting a little bit down there, has he not, D-Bud?
And I love that. Kind of reminds me, I guess, attitude-wise, even like, stature-wise, a little thicker. But Robert Mathis, one of our former teammates who should be in the Hall of Fame soon, has that edge to him. I know he went a little lower than I think he should have won this draft based off his talent. But he's an absolute dog. Tampa Bay is going to love him. Losing guy like Levante David, even possibly Vita Vea this offseason, bringing in Ruben Bain, Keontae Scott, these guys that have that kind of attitude and that kind of edge to them. Just absolutely love everything about Ruben Bain.
Yeah, you just reminded Connor that Vita Vea is probably out the door over there, and they lost Levante David. A lot of household names for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that are going to be gone.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows what happens with Baker Mayfield? Yesterday, Schefter basically told us if they make an offer to him, that's what he's looking for.
Yeah,
Is he going to take it? Yes. It's like, okay, so Tampa Bay Buccaneers are still thinking about moving on with him. But anytime we see a rookie freshman, a rookie cook a little bit, nice, just like yesterday whenever we saw Buddy with the Commanders,
Sonny
Sonny Styles. Whenever we see Sonny Styles just feel so confidently and do it, and Caleb feel so confidently. Anytime you see a rookie that natural, that comfortable at this stage of their career, it's like, okay, we can assume they're going to have a big one. Let's go ahead and put Bain down for potential defensive MVP of the year, rookie defensive player of the year, whatever,
or even defensive MVP. Like that's the best part about right now. Like just talking about the NFC South and the Bucs, you could make a case for every single one of those teams to win it, and I'd probably believe you in going to DraftKings and bet on that team. Like that is what is so fun about this time right now. Now, 2 months from now, one or two of those teams will probably be saying they're probably punting on this year. Hey, why don't you start looking at quarterbacks?
I think week 2 teams start doing that.
Sure.
Some teams.
Yeah. 6 weeks.
Opening week, if you lose, people are like, all right, hey, slow out the gates.
That's right.
You go 0-2, 0-3, they start putting those stats out there.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
We do it
listen,
every time.
87% of the time you start out 0-3, you're not making the playoffs. And then the fans go, already the season's over.
We're in September.
That is kind of how it ends up telling to us.
It's 5 weeks from today. Like it is right there. So even just putting that number on it makes it even more real.
Ruben Bain is your favorite, tied with David Bailey for defensive rookie of the year. They are both plus 500. They are both the top edges potentially, coming out of this draft. And then Ruben Bain, his over/under for sacks, 6+ is his over/under for sacks. He's going to get a lot of chances on that defense with Kalijah Cansey on the inside. Hopefully Vita Vea is back there. So 6+ is his over/under, and he is tied for your favorite to be defensive rookie of the year.
We believe it. We believe in him. We saw that
it.
boots on the ground. He was a vicious, absolutely vicious game wrecker. Congrats to Tampa Bay getting him. I'm excited to watch him continue to work. Let's go to Buffalo, shall we? Josh Allen, his new target. DJ Moore. Feels like these two are on the same page immediately.
Jeez.
That's triple coverage thrown into a defensive team meeting. He goes ahead and drops it in a bucket. Josh Allen looks special. DJ Moore does as well. Joe Brady, offensive coordinator, is the head coach. They go from McDermott, defensive guy, to offensive head coach. How do you think that changes them, and what do you like about DJ Moore and Josh Allen?
I mean, everybody we talk to, we know it is a significant change. We talk to veterans, especially that have usually dealt with different head coaches, some from the offensive side, some from the defensive side. It basically, okay, do we have a good practice today? Do we have a bad practice today? A lot of times it's based on who the head coach is, but I'm excited about it. Obviously, they have a relationship, they have a rapport, but now Brady has to kind of see it more from a 30,000-foot view with both sides of the ball. But I'm excited for Josh Allen, and we saw the growth that he made, the steps that he made when Stephon Diggs was that clear-cut number one guy. Now having DJ Moore there, you drafted some guys, you brought other guys in. Skylar Bell, obviously, I'm a big fan of his coming out of UConn. We'll see what this offense and what this team looks like. Obviously, the expectations are there. Anytime you have an MVP quarterback in his prime, you are expected to at least compete and make a run at the Lombardi Trophy. So that's the expectations here for this Buffalo Bills squad.
There's a UConn guy in the NFL.
Skylar Bell, baby.
First one.
Biletnikoff, finalist.
Third round pick, maybe?
Biletnikoff, finalist.
Orlovsky, him, this guy.
Wait, what's that?
3 UConn NFLers.
No, we had 4 in the first 2 rounds in your draft.
What?
In our draft. Yeah.
Donald Brown.
Don Brown.
Don Brown's a great
First round
teammate.
pick.
He was unbelievable out of New Jersey. Great fan.
Will Beatty, tackle, New York
Yep.
Giants Super Bowl champ.
Joey
Glory.
Finano.
And Cody Brown.
Glory
Is he
days.
still in Baltimore?
I think so.
Well, Diego wasn't raised. Diego on a team?
I don't believe so.
He should have went.
Yeah,
He should have directly
Yeah,
to the
fast
UFL.
pass.
He
That,
will.
that
Dream's
should've-
still alive.
We hope, because obviously he's electrifying, and if he's playing football, people are going to want to watch. He should just get a franchise, and we know Rapoli will do it.
He'll do it.
Rapoli would say, "Hey, I'll go bankrupt."
He did.
He's willing to roll the dice and obviously build a brand. Feels like Pavia is on a one-way trip to the UFL, and that's not a bad thing. We think he could probably be a backup. Actually, I don't know I don't know his NFL stature at all. Maybe he could be a backup in the NFL. Maybe he could find a spot. UFL franchises are ready to be built around him.
Yeah.
He could probably be called the Diegos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably what
Probably.
that could be
That's
called.
also the best part about preseason. There's always a guy or a couple guys who are like, oh, whoa, who is this guy? And obviously Diego, we know him, Heisman finalist, but there will be a guy. We remember Victor Cruz probably the most. That's always the first guy that comes to mind. Like, whoa, who is this guy? And he goes down, wins a couple Super Bowls, makes a ton of money, has a great career. There will be another guy or handful of guys that we see this preseason.
We saw Josh Jacobs playing in the Hall of Fame game a few years ago.
we did.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow. That's a coach sending a message, too. to a
25
couple-
carries.
Yeah, hey, this is it. This guy's not going to be on our team. Just know that. Let's go to Dallas Cowboys camp. Always interesting over there. CeeDee Lamb had a beekeeper head thing on. Now, we know about this because A.J. Hawk has the Hawk hives.
Yeah.
Right.
And he got a feral swarm of bees.
They killed his queen.
What?
The feral swarm, update. Feral swarm killed his queen, so he had to
There was an update?
fly one in. Yeah, I talked to him at camp. Dead serious. I guess allegedly, if the
This is not how we should be finding out about this.
I know. I'm
No.
You should
sorry.
not just be throwing in that
Sorry.
They
Hawk
killed-
hives
they
lost
killed
their
the
I
queen.
just want
queen?
you guys to know, allegedly, if the queen doesn't do her job, all the other bees say, you know what, let's eat this bitch.
All right, okay.
And that's what
All
happened.
right, okay, please.
That's why he wasn't
That
talking about
true
it.
story, man. True story.
Moment of silence for the queen. AJ really thought he had something. He was able to swoon this wild, feral swarm of bees into his hive. He was going to create honey and keep the Ohio ecosystem alive. He just needed that queen to be a queen bee. He was trying to find this queen for a long, long time. Remember, he wanted to put a Sharpie on her back.
Mark it.
Couldn't find her. Turns out, that wild swarm of bees never fucking wanted a queen.
Ripped her apart.
They wanted to run wild.
Limb from limb.
Now, it turns out, he is going to lose his hive now.
Whoa.
So rest in peace to the queen and to AJ Hawk's little bee adventure. It was a fun run.
Good run.
And now we know AJ has failed at being a beekeeper.
Not yet. Flying in a queen. Bringing it in from overseas. Kind of like a,
Oh,
like a
AJ's
ring.
bringing in a foreign queen?
That's not a good
Well, rest in peace to AJ Hawk the human, then, maybe, if that's what's
Outside of
happening.
Ohio, at least.
All right. Rest in peace to the queen. You had a good run over there. I don't even know if she did.
Nothing.
No,
she had a
Way to
terrible
go,
run.
She had a good buzz over there.
No wonder why he didn't want to
surprised.
talk
I mean,
about
every
his
time we
bees.
ask this guy about his bees, he's like, I'm going to get around to checking them. I haven't done. I mean, this guy
He
paid
didn't
no
protect his
attention.
queen at all.
Exactly.
Got to protect the queen.
That's the whole point.
And AJ's like, you know what, queen? Good luck out here. These fuckers been flying wild.
As we know, he was checking on him. He just didn't want to tell us that the queen had been ripped limb from limb.
And that's on the queen, by the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's stay in Ohio with somebody that's built something great.
Oh, this guy's not going to be happy with AJ.
AJ's former president of Ohio. I believe
Yeah.
this guy actually named him that.
Probably.
He's the one that handed him the title. Now he has to hear this. I assume he just heard what's happening with Hawk Hives.
Yeah.
Breaking.
I don't like that that's how we rolled that information.
I'm
out.
sorry. I honestly, I didn't even think about it.
I know you didn't. And now we all have to think about it.
It's a normal thing. This happens. If the queen doesn't do her job, guess what happens? They rip the head off it.
Joining us now, the queen bee for the Ohio State Buckeye football team, a national champion, which means he's a made man. And also, ladies and gentlemen, his team is ranked #1 in the country, which means something. Ladies and gentlemen, head coach Ryan Day.
Yeah, coach.
What's up, boys?
Hey, don't even do training camp. You guys are #1 team in the country. Congratulations.
Let's go, coach.
Great.
You did it.
Hell yeah.
Every coach in the country wants to be ranked #1 going into the preseason. That's a real big deal.
Obviously, your teams are always going to be ranked high because the amount of respect they have for you for building a program, but also the amount of talent that you not only keep from last year, but bring in. Let's talk about your team a little bit and the respect that everybody's showing. Julian saying another year. Obviously, we got Jeremiah on the outside. The offense has stars and is littered with talent. Are we expecting them to take a massive step? Like, what is your kind of expectation of the offense last year that we saw get rolling late, but obviously can put it into another gear? What is your messaging to them as we head into this season?
Well, I think every year is a new year. And I said this before, like, I don't think that college football is year to year, like maybe sometimes in the NFL, but it's getting that way. And I think even just like to your point about like the preseason polls, I think they mean less and less because I don't think, we all know who each other is, early on in the season because so many guys move around year to year. And so it's the same thing with our team, but for us on offense, we do have a lot of pieces coming back, as you said. Julian and Jeremiah, Brandon Innes on the outside, but also our offensive line. So we need to build off of last year. I thought there was certain things that we did early on that was good, bringing Julian along, a young player. But now this is year 2 for him, which since I've been here, it's only the third time we've had that. With Justin and then with C.J. Stroud. So that's exciting because as we go into this year, not everything's for the first time with Julian, and he's going to have an experienced, offensive line. But I think just for the entire team, as I was looking at it, recently going through it and getting ready for our team meeting today, guys report today, our first practice is tomorrow, is when you look at the schedule, there's 17 games that are listed there. That includes all the playoffs. And if we play that entire schedule, there's probably going to be 11 teams that are ranked in the top 25 at the very least, maybe not even maybe the top 15. So we're going to have to bring it every week, and it's going to have to sustain throughout the season.
I think the maturity of your team will obviously bode well for consistency over a 17-game season. I think that is where people have drop-offs. You're managing 18 to 23-year-olds, 24-year-olds on a week-to-week basis, let alone with personal lives. And I think that's why knowing that you're able to win a national championship, I think, is a big deal. I think that's why we all kind of hold you at a different tier than everybody else who hasn't been able to do it. In this modern college football world, people think like sustainability and consistency, and you talked about Julian saying this is only like a few times now where we've had a quarterback for 2 years. You bring in Will Howard, obviously he has a couple rough spots, but you guys stick together and do it. How do you build the chemistry and camaraderie of your team? Like, do you expect them to kind of take onus upon themselves? Like, how do you build a team that loves each other? Because your national championship story about the meeting where, hey, we're all in this together, it was very obvious that your team loved each other. After last year not reaching the peak, is there something you're drawing from that? Like, how do you make your team come together, and what do you think about this group of guguys?
No, I think you nailed it right on the head in terms of just about every coach who's chasing what we're chasing is looking to answer the same thing because the model's different than it was, just recently in the last, 4 or 5 years. And so because there's new names in the building, and we have to do this in short order, and there's going to be adversity along the way, and pulling together and building that competitive stamina all the way to January 25th is going to be the key here. And so much of it is in the off season, what we do in the weight room, what we do in terms of building teams. It's so much of it. And for us, it's like, what is this team about? I think the way that we describe it are there are teams and tribes. Teams are a bunch of people who have the same uniform that are in the same locker room. A tribe is a group of people that come together for one common purpose, and like making sure that everybody in that locker room is thinking about that one purpose. And in today's day and age, with everything going on NIL wise, the portal, it's very easy to get distracted, and guys can start going in different directions. So championship teams have that purpose, and they all come together. And to your point, that is the key. And so much of it has been built up since we all got together in January, but a lot of it is going to have to happen right now in preseason camp.
There was a Navy SEAL that was traveling around telling his story about tribes and knowing your why. He was a little bit of a rounder fella. I don't know if you've caught up with him, but his explanation of tribe and why he speaks that way, and if everybody knows everybody's why, it's a lot easier to create a tribe. He was this rounder fella. You remember him?
Oh, yeah.
He made fun of do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I believe you're talking about Clint Bruce.
Big guy, little rounder guy. Never expect a Navy SEAL to look the way he was a fullback, and he became a Navy SEAL. And it's like, you were doing all the swimming too. He's like, oh yeah. And they all thought the sharks would want to eat my fat ass. So it was a lot easier or whatever. But he was phenomenal. But his messaging was tribe. And I've never heard it like laid out like that. And I love to hear you bringing it up because that's real. That's what sports in the locker rooms are all
Caring
about.
about one another, having your shit together off the field so you can focus on, all those things.
Everything matters.
Oh, yeah.
Everything
Well,
matters.
when you think about when someone comes to Ohio State, they're coming for different reasons, and what motivates them is their own their own individual motivation. But once they get here, the idea is that you're playing so hard for your teammates. You're playing so hard for Ohio State because of what comes with it, the tradition, the legacy, those that have come before, and the guy next to you. It can't just be about you at that point because that won't sustain, not through a 17-game season.
Yeah, it'll get exposed, and it'll come to light, and it gets very loud, and we see it with teams. It's like, that team doesn't like each other. They're there for the wrong things, and we will be picking against them on game day for the rest of the season. And they might win a little bit, but it doesn't feel like they have it. I love what your teams have done. That national championship team will be a story that people tell about togetherness forever, especially with what happened after Michigan. Obviously, don't want to go through those downfalls, but what ended up on the other side was special. I hope this team can find it as well. Big Ten, tough. 3 different national champions in the Big Ten over the last 3 years. You guys certainly talking a little bit different at your press conference, media conference days than down in the South. But on that note, Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, as they should be. Coach, you don't need to make any excuses. The Big Ten is the best league in college sports. But just curious, last year, I think there was maybe an expected grace period, even though you guys, a lot of people picked you to win the national championship, but you had a quarterback who didn't have, any starts. So it was maybe, hey, things will be a little bit rocky before, we kind of find our groove. But how imperative is it this year that you guys start fast and, kind of play well right out of the gates with Texas in week 2, and then you alluded to it. There's a chance you end up playing 11 top 25, top 15 teams. So how important is it that you guys are kind of rolling right from the get-go?
Yeah, you nailed it right on the head again. It's critical for us. Week 2 at Texas, it's a monster game for us. It's not the end of the season, but we know how important that is and where that's going to project out down the road. So we have to have a great preseason camp. We got to be good early, but then we have to continue to develop as the season goes on and continue to evolve as the season goes on. What we look like in week 2 cannot be how we look like at the end of the year. And then we have to handle after Thanksgiving better going into the playoffs. There's no question. Look at it just how we did, won the Big Ten championship, everything that led up to that game, and then the layoff, and we just didn't play well against Miami, especially in the first half. So all those things have been talked about, and the guys understand that, and I think we have a good plan. But more importantly, we just got to focus on right now. We can't get too far ahead of ourselves looking at the schedule. Even right now, focusing on Texas, that can't be the focus. The focus has to be on having a great preseason camp, getting each other better, getting some of these guys who haven't been Buckeyes before on the field, playing at a high level, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, you talk about people that haven't been Buckeyes before having to prove it. It's not just the players, also coaches. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Yeah, you got a ton of NFL experience in the coaching staff. Artie Smith now comes over. How's it been working with Artie Smith? And then I feel like every year you got another phenomenal wide receiver coming into the building. Chris Henry Jr. making all the damn money in the NFL as well. So tell me about Artie Smith and Chris Jr.
Well, so much of our job is talent acquisition, and that starts with the coaching staff, and then it goes to the players and the roster, which has changed a lot. The way you design a coaching staff is different now. There used to just be 10 assistant coaches and then graduate assistants. Now there's unlimited coaches in college. So it's allowed us to do some different things, and our administration's been great about that and has allowed us to go get guys like Matt Patricia and Arthur Smith. And the thing to me with these guys is they have the pedigree and the resume of coaching in the NFL and winning playoff games, winning Super Bowls. But more importantly, they wanted to get into the college game. I feel like if you're sort of an NFL guy, you're used to the NFL. If you have to talk somebody into coming to college, it doesn't work. These guys wanted to, and you can see they're highly motivated to do that. And then it trickles down, to the players. And the type of guys that we're bringing in, speaks to the culture and our assistant coaches and the work they're putting in.
Artie do you have a mustache, or is he going to do what maybe he does a Ryan Day beard? Maybe he does Ryan Day beard. What does his face look like right now? Do you know?
He's got a little stash going, that he looks different at different times. It depends on what preseason looks like. So we'll have to see.
You need to know that when the mustache is in full hum,
that's when
things are going great for Artie.
Exactly. Number one offense.
It's literally written on his face.
Yes, it is.
How everything's going. So, and he knows he has a good one too.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, even electric doors open for Artie when he has that mustache. And then whenever he doesn't, people are telling him, get out. And so we need him to do that, and I think the Ohio people will love him. I'm excited to see him and Matt Patricia kind of talk to each other. On that note, Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, Coach, speaking of Matt Patricia, he came in last year and just dominated one of the best college football defenses of all time statistically. And then I was looking at it. So Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, Caden McDonald, that's last year. Igbinosin last year. And then JTT, Jack Sawyer, just to name like a couple guys who are gone off the last two incredible defenses. You talked about bringing in guys from other places, transfers who have played a lot but kind of need to fill in on that defense. What is it like on that defense now that some of the leaders, a lot of the leaders are gone, and who do you think is going to step up this season?
Yeah, well, it's hard to replace guys like Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese, and Caden McDonald. And the majority of those guys were all 3-year guys. So not only do you lose the production, but to your point, you lose the leadership. So guys have to step up in a big way. And we had to make sure that the guys that we replaced some of those losses with were guys that were experienced. And so, we did. We went out and got Quay, Rusa, and James Smith and John Walker in the portal up front. We picked up Christian Allegro, who these guys have played a lot of football. Earl Little. We picked up Terry Moore. And so I think there's 8 guys on defense who had a lot of experience, and so they're going to have to step up. But the guys who are returning, they're the ones that know the culture best. So, Kenyatta Jackson has got to have a big year for us. He's got to really step up. Peyton Pierce, who played a bunch, at linebacker with Sonny and Arvell last year, has had a really good spring and off season. So he's one of the guys that we're counting on. Jalen McClain, who played back there last year, we're counting on him as well. And then Jermaine Matthews is someone that, again, has played a lot of football. So some of those guys who, again, weren't starters, like, for instance, you didn't know much about Arvell going into last year, but he had played a lot the year before. Some of these guys have played. They just weren't starters. So they're going to have to take the next step. But that's typical of Ohio State. I mean, we lose guys every year, but we got to make sure these guys understand that, it starts from the first play, and it's going to last all the way to January 25th. That's probably the biggest thing for us.
Sorry, while you were talking there, it reminded me, I just heard you do an interview, I think it was on CBS podcast, that you asked Caleb Downs about a lot of your transfers coming in. Like, how important is that in the NIL era and transfer era, like that you use players that know other players on which guys you're bringing in?
Well, we all expect every year to be in the hunt and one of the top teams in the country in terms of our talent and have a chance to win the national championship every year. So if that's the case, the culture has to stay strong, and we can't have dips. And so one of the things for us when we bring these guys into the portal, because that typically is done to fill holes. Every coach will tell you they want to recruit and retain. We're the same way. But when we fill these guys in, the more information that we can get, the better. And to your point, Caleb played with Earl, played with Quay, played with James at Alabama's freshman year. And so he knew those guys, knew their character. And some of the other guys, like Kyle Parker, had played for Cortez Hankton. Terry had played for McArary. So there was guys that we knew of. So it just eliminates the best you can, having somebody that doesn't fit the culture.
Yeah, all the information you could potentially gather from everybody is good, so you don't have to pay the wrong people.
Yeah.
Speaking of people getting paid, wide receivers out of your school doing A-okay. I don't know if you've seen these numbers, okay? This is absurd. When Saban was done, they did a math equation on the amount of money that his players have made. And then we were talking to Coach Calipari. Yeah. Coach Calipari in, obviously, college hoops. He talked about, I want to change like 12 more families or something, 12 more families' lives because of the deals that they get. You guys are becoming a factory, okay, of NFL talent. And that's a lot of hard work. That doesn't just happen. Everybody says, well, they have support from this. A lot of schools do. So creating that's a big deal. But whenever you see your guys go and get paid, and obviously you talk about the culture and passing it on, for you, there has to be a sense of pride, right? Like there has to be some sort, like how do you feel about the ex-Ohio State Buckeyes having massive success financially and also professionally? I mean, they're showing Sonny Styles is already blowing people up. Caleb's already blowing people up. Everything's seemingly. Tate. Marvin's now catching. Yep. I mean, everything's kind of happening. For you, what is that feeling with guys that leave the Buckeyes, especially in what seems to be a transactional world that we're in? Like Caleb calling you and wanting to be a part of that, that feels cool because obviously Caleb didn't spend his entire career there. For you, watching this all happen, post, what is it like for you and how do you kind of treat it and deal with it, if you will?
Well, I think when you get into the offseason, you have a little bit of time to sort of sit and think about exactly what you're talking about. And, there's really one reason why most of us get into coaching. I'm sure some guys are motivated different ways, but to me, the reason why you get into coaching is to have an impact on people. And we decide what level we want to get into, based on our personalities and what we want. And just so happened, we chose Ohio State. And I say that to everybody in the room, whether it's the coaches, the players, the administrator, like we chose Ohio State. So you know what that means? We got to win them all. And that's the expectation. And that's how it works. But along the way, winning just allows us an opportunity to continue to have an impact on these guys' lives. And so to see going through the recruiting process, talking to these families about here's what we're going to do. It's not going to be easy, but if you make it through and you do things the right way, here are the examples. And now we have testimony.
Yeah, testimony, and the people that don't want you to win just cut you off completely.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, they just cut. As soon as you got done there, they just completely cut you off. But I love that because I'm now getting to know Saban and Miss Terry. It's like you can see the genuine fulfillment and joy whenever you talk about one of their ex-players getting a new deal or, because they saw them and met them whenever life was vastly different for everything. And then watch them battle bad decisions, good decisions, bad times, good times, and all of it. And then to watch you, that has to be awesome for you. And now you've been in a lot, you got gray in that beard.
Oh, yeah. Right.
You got an old man. Go ahead.
I got actually, you look at that list, and the first person that jumps at me, guy that played with us, Brian Hartline. He came back. He was obviously at Ohio State for a long time. Now he's a head coach at USF, which I'm sure you take great pride in as well. But like, who has stepped? Because I'm not familiar. Who has stepped up in that role now as the wide receiver coach? Because that is
and recruiter though too, and
recruiting,
Florida.
Development, all that thing is very important. So who's stepped up in that role over at Ohio State?
Yeah, I mean, Brian, as you know, did an unbelievable job, and not only was a great player here, was a great player in the NFL, but did an unbelievable job recruiting and developing. But when we're at Ohio State, you get to go hire the best. I remember when I was one of my first recruiting meetings. I was the quarterback's coach and offense coordinator, and Urban Meyer was the head coach here. And we walked in, and the recruit and the family says, "Well, we really like Coach Day, but what happens if he leaves?" And I thought Coach should say, well, no, he's going to be here for a long time. You don't need to worry about that. He just said, we'll just go get the next best guy out there. So that's what we had to do. We got to go get the next best guy out there. The great news for us is we were able to do that. And the reputation of the room and the type of guys and the tradition, we were able to bring in Cortez Hankton. And Jeremiah and Brandon had a lot of feedback on that. And it's been great so far. And he's been great to work with. But he knows he's got big shoes to fill, but he's excited about that.
I'll tell you, Jeremiah being a Buckeye, he's a South Florida Broward County Hall of Famer. Whenever we were following that college football playoff, and obviously Miami beats Ohio State, and then Miami goes on to do what it does, and Malachi Toney is having the year he's having, and South Florida's being celebrated because it's where the national championship is. It felt like everybody in Miami thought for sure he's coming back home.
Yeah.
He is coming back home. And then Jeremiah came out and said, I'm a Buckeye, man. I'm never leaving. To your point, chose Ohio State. Now, obviously, there's business. There's always going to be business. But the fact that he wanted to finish it out with Ohio State, I think, is a huge deal to you because he had an entire half of a state,
state
telling him he needed to come home.
We knew he wasn't coming home.
Oh, okay.
Not everybody.
That's what he's saying.
Finish your story, Jeremiah. Finish your story. I love to support Jeremiah.
That's what they're saying now.
It's like Chris Gamble.
I think that's a hell of a compliment to you. I think that is to you and your culture and to your team and to your school. It's like I think that's a big deal that should get talked about because I'm going to be honest, Ron, I didn't think you were beating an entire – I thought South Florida was going to beat you.
Yeah.
I really did. But obviously I think that goes back to the culture and the relationships and the connection that you're talking about, right? Is that like perfect proof for you in that whole regard?
Well, I think it speaks, one, to Jeremiah and who he is, and then two, his family. And anytime you go through recruiting, even though there's a lot more that comes with it nowadays, it's still about relationships. And so, I think that everything that they said they were going to do and what Jeremiah said he was going to do, he's doing. And I think it's the same thing on our end. And I think when there's a certain level of trust, you can work through anything. And that's just a great example of it. But you're talking about, to me, one of the most iconic players, maybe in the history of college football. Mm-hmm. And he understands that. And he knows there's a whole generation of young people. He's like a cult. He has a cult following. I mean, everyone in the world knows about Jeremiah Smith. And he understands that. And he embraces that. He's found his voice on our team. But he also knows that there's like a whole generation of these young people that are watching everything he does. And the way he lives his life with discipline it's a motivator for all of us. And what he says he's going to do, he does. And that's a sign of true character.
I love that. I can't wait to watch him this year. And with all the distractions that are possible for these young guys, you just talked about a legion of fans following his every move in a city wanting him to come back. This guy was just a teenager. This guy was a teenager with these types of expectations. We're doing the whole state. We're doing these commitments on air, Ryan. And boy, I tell you, people picking West Virginia,
a lot of them
over Ohio State every time, Ryan. I don't know what that's all about, but it feels like it is happening. But like the amount of pressure these kids have on them because they're making money. Camps are happening in their name, appearances, family. It's crazy at the age in which they're having to deal with this, but I guess it's just normal. Now, speaking of normal, new college football has become abnormal, and everybody wonders what the future looks like. Connor has the last question for you here, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, it feels like the big thing of this offseason with college football is the Protect College Sports Act. How much of that is on your radar when you're talking to these kids, knowing that there is, potential probable changes on the horizon when it comes to recruiting and, how everything works?
Every year it's like there's more and more different areas that you got to be versed in. And this really, a lot of it comes down to politics, going through the Senate, going through the House. And there's a lot that goes with it. So, Tony Petiti, our commissioner, does a great job of keeping us in the loop. And then Ross, our athletic director, does the same thing. They ask a lot of questions to recruits, try to figure out what's going on. There's some things that are in the bill that I think we all feel pretty strongly about, some other things that we need to keep working through. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to be leave college football in a better place than it is right now. But we all know we got a lot of work to do.
Yes, we do. We all have a lot of work to do on a lot of things. Mm-hmm. You have to go build a brand new team.
That's right.
A lot of similar pieces, brand new team, new vibe. And I would say you could probably take the first couple weeks off. You're already number one.
Yeah.
You put that coach's poll back up. Look at that, Ryan. Hey!
It's over.
Wow.
We did it.
Undefeated.
Good season, Coach.
Some good teams on that list right there.
Yeah, 8 of them from the Big Ten, 9 from the SEC. The depth of football is certainly becoming very real. We cannot wait to watch your team this year. Thank you for joining us, and good luck.
All right, boys. You guys are the best. Thanks.
Head coach of the Ohio State Buckeyes, Ryan Day.
Yeah, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. Hates the number one, right?
Yeah, that is the worst spot to be.
We're trying to figure out what we were going to talk about today. Nice text and cold FaceTime to Ryan Day. He answers. Thank God we caught him in between something. And immediately just go, congrats, man.
Yeah.
The first thing he sees us say in months, I haven't talked to him in months, congrats, man. You guys did it. You won the poll. Don't even need to work. Mm-hmm. He goes, I don't want to hear that. I do not want to hear that. I'm like, let me tell you. And then it turned to the boys. They go, you did it. You won the national championship. No coach wants any of their players to see that they are the best team in the country, allegedly. Because you either get nervous about the expectations and make everything bigger than they actually are, or you think we've already done it. We don't even have to play the games. We're better than everybody. So fascinating, mental warfare that Ryan has to do with his team, but that's every year for him.
Yep.
He knows that, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And I like how he talked about the maturity of his team.
Yeah.
He was talking about how last year Arvell Reese exploded onto the scene. He's a monster. Before the first game day, I was told number nine is going to be a guy. And that's because he played a lot of football the year before, Ryan said. So I do appreciate the fact that Matt Patricia was probably rotating a lot of people in that we maybe didn't know or see or, really have an understanding what they would become. He's had a lot of depth for a long time. I think he's comfortable in the maturity that he brought in via the transfer portal. Matt Patricia can reach folks. Artie Smith's a big question, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's actually the biggest question.
It's very interesting because his style of offense is much different than what Ryan Day has been calling for years and years and years and years. Even like Chip's offense, they ran the ball a lot that year, but it was still it was more of Ryan's style. It's very different now.
Yeah, I'll be excited to see if he opens it up. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is one of those wide receivers that was on the graphic, and I should have had him on with Ryan. That's a miss 100% on me. Ladies and gentlemen, a guy who just signed a massive deal with the New Orleans Saints. A man who might be a part of this Saints rebirth. Mm-hmm. Ohio State Buckeye legend, ladies and gentlemen, wide receiver for the Saints, Chris Olave.
Yeah, Chris.
How you doing, Chris?
Yes, appreciate you having me, man.
Hey, no problem. It feels like we're having quite a little Ohio State Buckeye propaganda machine here, so I don't want to hear shit about the Buckeyes from you, Chris. How are they going to be this year? How are you doing, brother? Congratulations on the new deal. The Ohio State Buckeyes, #1 team in the country, and the New Orleans Saints, from outside looking in, vibes immaculate down there. Obviously, you just get a new deal, but another year with Kelly Moe. Tyler Shuck now 27-year-old, second year. Can you tell me about the Saints, where you guys are, and the vibes around the locker room, not just your bank account?
Oh man, we just building, man. I feel like we got the right guys. We got a lot of young guys, a lot of new players that's coming in with a chip on our shoulder. So I'm super excited for this year. We built a lot of momentum towards the end of last year. We won a lot of games back to back, but just building all season and building throughout these training camp days, trying to stack day after day. And when week one comes, we're gonna be ready.
Weeks 9 through 17 of 2025. Olave ranked top 10 in yards, targets, and first downs.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a good way to end the season.
That's not bad.
You just talk about momentum going into the offseason. Obviously, you get a brand new deal. Can you tell me about Tyler Shuck and Coach Kellen Moore, who we love as a player? I mean, all the way back to Boise. I mean, he used to spin it. And then whenever he was playing, I think he was with the Lions, I watched him hit the crossbar with Matthew Stafford in warm-ups from like the 30, like 5 straight times. He goes to Philadelphia, incredible offensive coordinator. He leaves Philadelphia, chaos. I mean, full chaos in Philadelphia. Comes down to New Orleans. Now there's like hope. Can you tell me about him as a head coach? Obviously, he's a little bit younger than some head coaches. And tell me about the offense with Tyler Shuck through last year. Why at the end you guys were so good?
Oh yeah, Kellen's a great coach, man. He's a young coach. He's a young head coach, but wherever he went, they always produce. He was with the Chargers, with Keenan Allen. He was with the Cowboys, and with Philly when they won the Super Bowl. So. Just wherever he goes, they always produce on the offensive side of the ball, and he came out here, and we did that last year. So with Tyler, he's a great leader. Just the way he prepares, the way he takes it throughout the week, even when he wasn't the starter, I feel like he prepares like one of the best. And you see it out on the field on Sundays when he took over the job, and he done a great job. And I can't wait to see what he does in year 2.
Everybody talks about he's old. Do we got ice on both knees after games, because he's a 105 years old rookie, they say about Tyler Shuck? Or how do we feel about him as a leader in the locker room?
Oh, yeah, he's mature. He's beyond his years. Even as a second-year player, I feel like he's one of the best leaders I've been around. Just the way he takes advantage and takes advantage of his opportunities, the way he could lead a room, just not on the offensive side of the ball, but just the whole team. I feel like that's one of his best characteristics is being a leader and taking advantage and taking lead of the room.
God forbid, white boy gets a little emotion too. Shuck can move a little bit as well. Let's talk about the offense as a whole. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Yeah, Chris, now you're a game wreck. You've been a game wrecker since early in your career, but now coverage is obviously going to be coming in week and week out. They're going to be designed to stop you. Drafting a young guy like Jordan Tyson, I know for you, the faster he comes along, that'll help you. How's that development been with him, and how's it been for you, the evolution throughout your career with coverages, kind of more dialed in on you?
It's going to be great, man. It was kind of like that towards the end of the year, but just having Vele back, I feel like Vele is kind of a slept-on player. He's been a great player for us since we traded for him. And Tyson's he's super, super talented. His reps, when we get these reps throughout training camp, getting on the same page, building that chemistry, I feel like it's going to be a great. But not even a receiver, just a tight end room. We got Delp out of Georgia, and then we got Etienne in the backfield along with AK and Kendra Miller. So just around the whole offense, I feel like it's going to be great for us.
I love your offense. You said Etienne. Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's what I call him.
Yep. Us too, Chris.
Yeah, all right, fine.
Us too.
I call him H.M. Jr.
Yeah, I don't know what to call him. I don't know what to call him. And I'm telling you threw me quite a wrench right there. Because I was grandstanding on how good of a human I was when I was like, H.M. He's down there now because that's what he told us to do. And then we got a teammate in the locker room with him who's saying, Etienne's still doing it. I'm like, damn. But maybe we're vastly different than him.
Yeah, he's much closer.
Yeah, that's like my friends call me.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we're probably
And new
right.
teammates too, though. So maybe coming out of training camp.
Oh, maybe Olave's kind of bullying this guy.
Oh yeah, first year bully.
I didn't even think about that. Welcome to the team. I'm not calling you by your name.
Yeah, we call Bruce still.
Yeah, I like that he's doing that. Just gets $100-some million deal too. Yep. I'll call you whatever I want. I like that, Chris. I like what you're doing, dude. Make him earn it down there.
Yeah,
make him earn it down there. AK sticking around feels like a huge deal, and he was chit chatting about, like people are thinking that he wanted to go maybe ring chase. He wanted to kind of get out of there. Instead, he was like, I love this place, which seems different than over the years past. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Chris, we're not around a bunch of Saints fans on a day-to-day basis, but based on what you see on the internet and even like what, some pundits are saying, it feels like the vibes and the expectations around you guys are much higher than they've been in a long time. Can you guys kind of sense that? Because we've been talking about it a bunch, like, you guys have been kind of laying dormant, but you ended last year so well. And when the Saints are playing very well and they're very good, that's one of the best fan bases and toughest environments to play in the NFL.
Oh yeah, man, it's super exciting when we're winning. But yeah, we got one of the best fan bases. I feel like the beginning of the year when his first couple of games, I feel like the stadium's rocking, especially when defense out there third down. But like I said, like you guys said, the energy around the Saints right now, even in the building, I feel like going out to practice every day, the energy's there, the competition's there, just friendly competition just to get better. I feel like we got a lot of young guys, like I said, with a chip on their shoulders. And just from the top to the bottom, Kellen Moore sets a great example, and our best players come out there ready to compete. So I feel like it's a standard around here and the culture that they built. And like I said, we're ready to go out there and compete week 1.
What's the temp? What's the temperature down there?
I don't know. It feel like 100 though.
Definitely.
I think it might feel a little bit more than that, Chris, if we were to look into that. We're heading down.
It feel crazy.
I honestly don't know how they survive down there. I have no idea. Where are you from originally?
I'm from California.
Which part?
San Diego.
Oh, beautiful.
Now,
Yeah.
everybody that's ever from San Diego says San Diego's the greatest place on earth. You outside New Orleans, because you love playing there and you love that city. San Diego, best city on earth. I feel like that's how every San Diegoan feels.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah. There's just like a certain, I'd say, arrogance from the people that come from San Diego.
Just 70 and beautiful every day.
Yeah, it's a perfect place on earth. I don't know what to tell you. But I'll tell you, they created an absolute monster, an absolute dog. Congratulations on the success. Congratulations on the new deal. And good luck this year, Chris.
Appreciate you guys, man. Have a good one, man. God bless.
Hey, God bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Olave.
Yeah, Chris.
The Ohio State wide receiver is doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's going to work out for them.
And there's some guys on that aren't even on that list before them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Ohio State wide receiver list is long. Gonzo. I mean, all the way back to Anthony Gonzalez.
I started it.
It was, I mean, you talk about injury bug being so incredibly unfair to somebody. And then, he gets into politics.
He parlayed it into a successful political career.
Is he still
running for president?
He's up
think
for it.
he stepped away.
I'm very thankful.
He stepped away?
I believe
Yeah,
that.
he was too hot in the streets.
Is it
Kind
because
of
he
became a political
hit for
celebrity.
the cycle in the baseball game?
That was the start of it. Like, this guy should be playing in the majors. The hell's he doing on Capitol Hill?
And then everybody there decided to turn against him. Just because he was,
Blink of an eye.
He was trying to get stuff done, and you just can't do that in politics.
That's what we think happened. I'm sure there's other
Some other stuff.
There's some other opinions, but we think Gonzo's a dog. And as soon as he signed up for politics, we told him, that's a terrible idea.
Get out now.
Why are you doing that? And then he said, no, I think I can really do some change. And I think he was trying.
A little too hard.
I didn't know both sides could do that.
I can't remember.
I thought you had one side every time you were in there.
He's actually the first politician ever.
I can't remember. Would Aaron like him or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Aaron would like Gonzo, I do believe.
You never know.
I'll tell you what, Aaron doesn't like a lot, but I think he got a lot out.
He did. Got a lot off his chest.
Then he went to get the Meadows and got some ice cream.
Exactly.
Yes, he did.
With
Whole
Rogers' realm, whole team was there. I mean, I'm telling you.
That's a tight bunch.
Very tight group. The Steelers are a tight team. McCarthy, I think, probably perfect coach for situation. And I'm not saying it's McCarthy that's made them close. This team feels like a very tight group whenever you're there, offense and defense. And whenever Aaron was, I think the lads knew what he was going to do whenever he was coming onto our show.
Yes.
Okay, nobody told
Yeah,
him.
they definitely did.
But they were watching. And as soon as he was done, they were like happy for him, like good shit, And
Good on him.
I think Coach McCarthy even came out and addressed that. He was like, I think Bert put out a good quote. If you read that, I thought that was a lot of opinions, obviously. And then, I had a meeting with our senior leadership council yesterday. We're all good. We're just trying to play football here. I'm trying to get to the locker room to kind of play football. But yeah, there's a lot of opinions and stuff on everything, but we're trying to play football.
Yeah.
And it was like what we saw was a very connected team. Now, if you lose, can you stay connected? If you lose, is there an immediate turn because there is, an end of an era kind of coming for some of these players. It's just an interesting story what the Pittsburgh Steelers could become. But after leaving Latrobe and seeing these ice cream things and seeing the way they interact with each other and seeing, they're going 30, 40 miles an hour on these electric bikes.
At least.
Going too fast. We don't need any injuries from guys running into the back of golf carts. We saw one.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't have been like oh no, he sprained his knee. He's going to be out a couple. That guy would have died. I don't know who it was. He would have died. The Steelers would have had a player killed at training camp.
We would like to make a proclamation. Okay? These e-bikes.
It's crazy.
Great brakes in those things.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
We saw
That
a
was
player
crazy.
who I don't know if he was running late or if he was just trying to be there super early. And with Pittsburgh and Western Pennsylvania's landscapes, there's a lot of hills.
That hill.
Somebody coming down a hill around the bend right into the team meeting. We're talking 35, 40 miles an hour.
Screeching to a stop.
And then there was a golf cart right around bend.
Yeah.
We're talking about this far away from golf cart. And just kind of park that thing next to all the other ones. Let's go inside. Nothing happened here. We think they've earned the right to be able to ride the e-bikes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you're a teenager, you're not allowed.
Agreed.
You got to pedal, okay?
They're menaces around here.
They are menaces for sure. And I respect and appreciate that. I was out on my bike all the time. That was out. We're doing it. There was even a rollerblading era where we were rolling around Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on rollerblades. Okay, just gone for 8 hours. Where you headed? Who knows? Bikes the same way. We respect and appreciate that. That is, I think that's good that kids are being out and active and everything like that. But I at Connor's wedding, which was at a park, I saw these two teenagers. One of them pedaling. The other one sitting on his e-bike. Right next to this kid pedaling. Just with his legs crossed, doing this entire thing. Both of those kids are going to say they were biking today.
Yeah.
And that one that was sitting back, lazy, fat slob kid.
I don't doubt it.
You have to earn your way to that. He wasn't. He was not a fat slob.
He's on his way.
Bingo. We're just letting this kid sit casually while his friend next to him is building up muscle and grinding his way up through this park. Now, granted, that kid, I appreciate the move. I think that is a very convenient move. I don't think he should be allowed to make that decision.
Agreed.
If you want to go bike, you got to pedal as a teenager. You got to earn your way into these e-bikes. So if you make it to the Pittsburgh Steelers and you're at training camp at St. Vincent, you don't want these e-bikes, you can go 50 miles an hour and then almost do it. We're producing a bunch of lazy slobs.
Yep. We
with
need to
these
go
e-bikes.
home. We need to go home and film the hill that we used to go up and down every day.
I got some
multiple times
follow-up
a day.
questions about these fucking rollerblades.
So that people know that we talk about this from a place how people talk, when you're old, you say you went uphill both ways. The hill that we had to go up every single day and down every single day, these kids these days wouldn't stand a chance.
I lived in a hilly town at the bottom of all of them. Okay, that's literally where I was. So that is why these legs are the way they are. And I was on a bike, I was walking, I was running. I don't like us just letting these teenagers just casually around. They're gonna have no bodies. These kids are gonna become
They're also
worthless bums.
They're dangerous as shit. These kids are ripping through neighborhoods in the middle of the street, going 30 miles an hour. Hey, if you're out there, you better respect the laws of the jungle. You better respect the traffic laws. Going the wrong way, going 35 miles an hour, no helmet on.
We have there's a kid in my neighborhood who has a really cool helmet. He just comes and does laps in my driveway. Just gets the dogs all riled up. We have a newborn. Thanks, kid.
Yep.
I was gonna roll out a strip of
nice.
Steak strip. Yeah, take him out.
I was. I literally. I respect what you're doing, kid. I really do, because I was out on my bike all the time. But you're not on your bike.
No.
This is not you being on your bike.
So where'd you put the shoes when you rollerbladed somewhere?
You never seen Brink?
No.
Looks like it's right up your alley.
I've never seen Brink either. Hold on.
Oh, Brink's a classic.
Brink's a classic rollerblade
Disney
movie.
Channel original movie.
Yeah,
circa
classic.
1998.
But classic shoes, tied laces.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like Mike.
But then when you go into it, where do you put the rollerblades?
Boom. Classic. Over
So
shoulder.
you're in a place with the rollerblades.
Yeah, or hold them, yeah. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, a lot of people's shoes,
Toss those on a wire.
Yeah, a lot of people's shoes getting tossed, yeah. You got to do it.
I didn't even take shoes. You couldn't risk it. You just wore the blades.
So just in the spot,
Or the boots inside the blades.
Yeah, but in the spot, you go to...
Wait, what was that?
you could take them out. You had the little sleeve that was inside. You
Like
know, like
skiing.
a sole, like a shoe sole, how that thing moves up. There's actually a full condom for your foot inside of those
Well said.
rollerblades. And if you pulled those out, it did look like, I mean, kind of futuristic now with what kids actually wear.
Very.
But yeah, you could walk
You
around.
guys are yanking my chain. That's
No.
not real.
No, real
real.
talk. Everything I'm saying, real talk. Real talk.
Yeah, it's like the sole of a shoe. It just covers your entire foot halfway up your ankle.
And boy, I'll tell you, in Pittsburgh, there's a lot of the side drag of the foot here.
To stop.
Okay. Because you're doing this as you're going down. And then then the wheels get sharpened. So then you're literally like you're on ice on like the edge and the blade of the wheels in there. It was quite a wild game.
Dangerous out there.
I tell you what, I put some rollerblades on. Tone was going to become a blader again.
Oh, yeah.
That was a couple years ago. I put them on. Everything from my knee down cramped.
That was a stupid idea.
Calf, this thing, this muscle
Kyle
here.
in Vegas.
Exactly.
That was the most uncomfortable I've ever been in my life.
How are we doing that for like 2-3 summers?
I have
That
no
was, like,
idea.
the thing.
I have no idea.
It was stupid.
It was
It
just
was
fun.
stupid. It was stupid. But I'm done with these e-bikes for the teenagers.
Me too.
These kids need to be pedaling. We're enabling just laziness. And these kids are getting to say, I was on my bike all summer. You weren't, kid. You were sitting around being a fatso while your friends were on their actual bikes. Once you become an adult, 18, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Because I hate being on the street. And I mean, straight out of Hard Knocks, I hate being on the street and straight out of Hard Knocks. This is what it's like trying to get out of their way.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah. Well said.
I've never felt a way. That's what I'm like with these e-bikers.
Every which way.
I love that guy. I want that guy to be my coach.
Me too.
I want McDonald to be my coach too after Hard Knocks. But I'm sick of being on the road, okay? With my daughter, Mackenzie, we're walking around. I see one of these e-bikers who say, I'm on my bike, turn the corner, and then I got to do this. Oh, no sound.
Dang.
Missed it. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Man, thought we had it. That's on me. That's on me. Sorry, back room. Sorry, back room. That's 100% on me. But I am about sick of being on the street, seeing one of these e-bikes and having to do.
Fuck that shit.
I love this.
Well said.
I love that guy. Coach, you got me. I'm a Seahawk fan.
Believe in those running backs.
Very quick.
How about McDonald telling the story about the Bulls?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Pretty good coach.
When they thought they were, and then when there's another, everything's about coming together.
Oh.
I like McDonald.
Yeah.
Love him.
I like the Seahawks. I like the run. Super Bowl MVP out the building. Who's going to step up? You tell me. It's not tackle. Run through them. See you on the other hour.
We have an opportunity to give away $75,000 to a kid named Daniel Villasenor.
Absolutely.
You're a sophomore, correct?
Yeah.
What is your major?
Civil engineering?
Okay, so what's that mean? What is civil engineering?
I don't really know.
Have you ever kicked a ball before?
I have.
When? Were you a soccer player?
Soccer player, yeah.
Okay, how were you at kicking soccer balls? Pretty good?
I was okay. I was good.
Have you ever said anything negative about football kickers?
Maybe once or twice.
Daniel! Damn, Daniel! We don't need that. You make a field goal here from 33 yards uphill. You're the civil engineer. You'd have to tell me, I think it's about a 40-yard kick. If you're able to do that, we will give you $75,000.
All right.
He's got no laces.
Yeah, what do we got going here? Can we get a shot of shoes?
What time?
Hey, a shot of the shoes.
Daniel showed up in his Vans with no laces. What time did you get here for this?
About 11:40 last night.
You need a lot of power.
Good luck, Daniel.
I'm not feeling it. Not feeling it. Wait a second.
Just like everything this morning, that was a surprise. We did not expect that.
Let's go. We got to do one more shot.
One more kick for $100,000.
You got this, dude.
Let's go. How about this, Daniel? How about this, Daniel? Not only is this one for $100,000, if you make it, we'll add another $100,000 to the $500,000 donation we're about to make from College Game Day to the hurricane relief. It could be $600,000 if you make this, with $100,000 going into your pocket. Daniel, this is bigger than you. Let's make a kick, bro.
Way to overcome the shoes here. That was a heck of an effort. Come on, you got
In
this.
Berkeley, California.
You got it.
Oh! Hell yeah! Great job! Damn, Daniel! Damn, Daniel! All right. What just happened? Are you kidding me? It's fun, man. 11:40 he was there. I know. 600,000 to hurricane relief. 100,000 to Daniel. What a morning in Berkeley. Way to go.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the DraftKings Thunderdome. On this Big Coach Wednesday, August 5th, 2026, hour 2 of the program begins now. Sports! Are they up?
Football.
What the?
Yep. Yeah.
Run it back.
Yeah. Wow.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about
was
happenings in
unbelievable.
the sports
Ticker,
world.
please.
It is meant to be comedic informative. The
Unbelievable.
opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN.
You guys
there may
sucked.
be some cuss words because
Yeah.
that's how
Training
humans
camps
in the
early.
real
It's all
world
me.
talk.
We should run
get
a
this
If
lap.
you
out
are
now.
young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Unplug in would take too much.
Game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's
Get it out before the game.
I don't like it. This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very boys. Let's lock in.
Here we go.
Do you all know what you're saying?
Yeah.
Are you sure? You guys saying soccer or no?
No, I got baseball in the mind, though, so
Not for
that's
4 years.
I apologize.
Ah, that's fair.
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hey, let's go that. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the DraftKings Thunderdome. On this Big Coach Wednesday, August 5th, 2026, hour 2 of the program begins now. Football! Absolutely nailed it, boys. Wow. Good for us. I was a little bit worried about what was about to happen for this hour with the way it was starting. Obviously, it's nice to start the practice over from the top. And whenever you nail it like that, you can't help but get excited for the football season that is beginning tomorrow, the Hall of Fame game. We're on Hall of Fame game Eve, Wednesday, August 5th, 2026, as the 2026 NFL season kicks off in a huge way. The people on this particular graphic will not be doing anything. Now, Kenny Pickett here with these... I don't like what they did with his hand size.
Yeah.
Okay, they're doing a lot of that on the internet. I don't like what happened here. He'll be taking on far side Carson Beck. Luke Kuechly will not be playing.
Dang it.
Larry Fitzgerald will not be playing.
They should do that in the future, though.
Something to think about. Have them be all-time quarterback or something like that for
Roger
this particular
Craig.
game. Something along those lines. But we will be celebrating the past tomorrow as we kick off an NFL season with NFL helmets on the field. We cannot wait to watch Canton. We cannot wait to celebrate the Hall of Famers. And we cannot wait to overreact to things that will not matter ultimately on a true journey to the Lombardi. Obviously, football is fantastic. We got money bags going across the league. We got stories developing. We just talked to Chris Olave down in New Orleans. He said the vibes are immaculate down there in Bayou that is 100 degrees.
At least
120 degrees.
Check that.
with the humidity, yeah.
Teams alive. Baseball is happening. Obviously, there is highlights happening from the WNBA and women's basketball around the globe. Now, the Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, AP Tone is here. 9-year NFL vet, Darius J. Butler.
I have been paying attention to women's basketball around the globe. It's WNBA season.
Yeah, I'm watching the whole planet.
They got a prospect overseas.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Ain't worth shit, probably they ain't playing in this league.
Be like Luka Doncic.
It does feel like that. We'll see how it goes. You know, it's a crazy time. I believe that would be a good, Yeah. I was listening to somebody talk about it that didn't think, one of the teams would. And it's like, I don't think you know sports. I think that there's a lot of people that don't know that are talking really loudly right now about a lot of things. And then the people that know sports are coming out and somehow not saying the reality of the business. Just know that we feel like in this world that we live in, it's all going to work itself out. Exactly how it's supposed to. It'll get figured out. And we cannot wait for sports to continue to be fantastic. Now, on a complete flip side of that, there's a dead queen bee in Ohio that we learned about.
Oh, my
Joining us now is the man who set up his queen to be destroyed.
Brutally murdered.
Ladies and gentlemen, a former Beehive owner, a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup winner, all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers. But the only thing he will be talked about whenever he dies is what he did to his queen bee when he first got into beekeeping. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk.
Yeah,
I don't think we should be clapping for what you did to your queen, but I do appreciate you taking a swing at the bee thing and then getting bullied by the bees.
All right, you're an idiot. First off, the bees are doing very, very well. They're doing great. The colony is still there. They most likely killed the queen because she was not producing. She was not laying like she needed to. So I ordered a mated Russian queen. I actually integrated her into the colony yesterday. She's in her little cage. She's about to eat through her little there's this little sugar plug they put in the little cage. She sends her pheromones out. Hopefully they take to her. She'll be out of her cage probably within the next 24 to 48 hours. We'll be good.
You brought a communist bee to Columbus, Ohio?
That thing got a visa.
She's hardy. She's hardy. I could have got Italians, but they said the Italian bees are like gentle and kind of lazy.
Yeah, they're too
the
much.
Russians are
Come give me a
cold hardy.
kiss. Yeah.
They're cold weather. They're good in the cold weather. We need to build up before winter.
Rika Gabagool.
Okay, so you brought in, I assume, a documented
It's all
Russian.
part of the process. All part of the process.
Just
by the way.
absolute KGB killer bee.
So, the thing about it, it's not a part of the process whenever you kill your American queen and bring in a Russian queen. It actually
I don't do that. That's how bees work, man. If you're not producing,
This is your
bees
swarm.
get outta here.
This is your swarm. It's a coup.
No, it's not my hive. No, I am just managing these beautiful, creatures. They are taking. I want the least impact as I can have, but I have.
Well, you are.
We got to have a queen. We need to have a queen because we can't reproduce without her laying. So now we're going to have that.
Locker room wasn't policing itself.
The queen in England is dead. Rest in peace. I learned she
Okay.
loved horses. Okay. Everywhere she went, though, there was those dudes with the things.
Yeah, the red coats.
These
Manny's.
things. And they never do it. That's what you were supposed to be to your queen bee, pal. That is what she was banking on you to be. This man will protect my royal fine buzzer against all odds. Instead, you basically sent in a bunch of Ohio bees and say, hey, kill her. I don't like what's happening. And I think it's because you didn't want the responsibility of the entire hive. I think you knew that if the queen was to die, these things would fly away and you were hands off.
Yeah.
But instead,
If I would have sat on my hands and not done anything, you're right. They would have eventually found another home. So I didn't let that happen. So trust me. When I got the notification during the show yesterday that my queen had arrived, and I was juiced. And I went and she had a couple worker bees in the cage with her. Got her in there. They were swarming her in a good way. They were not aggressive, anything. So I think it's gonna take. I think she's gonna be laying eggs soon enough, and we're gonna be rolling.
it's crazy you couldn't find an American queen.
Yeah, with the Russian queens. Rule with an
Does say they are
iron
harder to requeen in the non-Russian colonies. Are you worried
Yeah,
about
I'm not
that?
going for the easiest. We love adversity over here, but that's what makes us strong.
That's why I denied the Italian one.
All right. Have you thought about putting your little beekeeper hat on and going in front of a jugs machine? I don't know if you saw C.D. Lamb. Phenomenal work. Let me go ahead and grab this whenever my vision is kind of blurred or blocked. And then George Pickens is like, that's a good idea. I kind of like that, actually. Nope. I can't see a damn thing, he said. Get me out of here. I'm not a beekeeper. I'm a wide receiver. So GP out on the bees. CD in on the bees. AJ, you got a dead queen bee, but it feels like bees are making a big-time comeback, and I respect and appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to do my little part. This is something I've never really seen. Have any of you guys ever seen this?
Never.
No, yeah.
A couple things from camp we've never seen, really.
No, but remember, they were wearing those masks. They're wearing those masks.
What happened to those? Like to simulate like altitude and make it tougher to breathe?
Oh, yeah.
That became a run where people
Yeah.
were doing it. Obviously, some guys wear like 3 hoodies to like battle the heat. There's obviously sunglasses that are like partially blocked. I think they're being made. Basketball, they have the big swatters.
Boxing gloves for like corners.
Yeah, to try to
Who
catch
get
them.
grabby.
Yeah, punch it out.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've seen this.
First time.
I do like the fact that somebody who was doing some beekeeping was like, you know what, not easy to really see out of this. This would be a good wide receiver drill.
Yeah.
We should think about that. And CD seemingly has it figured
Yeah, he
out.
does.
George Pickens, I think, says, I need to see the whole ball.
Yeah.
I need to see the whole ball like it's going to be there. On that note, Jerry Jones allegedly going to be covering up the
window.
Yeah, it's
window
time.
because he liked the way it looked during the World Cup. I tell you, those little soccer fellas did introduce me to a nice little treat. You know, when we block that, turns out maybe our wide receivers can see the ball.
Crazy.
And this place is actually better. The shadows aren't needed, I guess. I thought God made sun, God made the stadium, sun needs to be in this stadium. Turns out you just put big blinds on that thing, everybody's experience is better. So I think that's going to happen. The players are like, yeah, you put grass in there too. So we going to do that next? We got to wait for the science. We got to wait for the research.
Brand new Jerry.
We got to wait for the stats.
This is a brand new
This
Jerry.
is a brand new Jerry. Still hasn't made a trade for anybody. He was saying yesterday, I was just talking to somebody, I might do it. So same old Jerry, but maybe a little brand new Jerry. Maybe as he's gotten older and he's found that honey hole of natural gas 3 miles under this Earth's surface here. Have you heard of going to the moon?
Who?
I have heard that.
Who?
Who?
You mean?
The humanoids? The bots?
Nonetheless,
Elon?
they might have natural gas up there.
Yeah.
Okay, there might be some natural gas up there. Jerry Jones is going to be on the first thing smoking to the moon if he can do that. So Jerry maybe doesn't have his full focus on the Dallas Cowboys until training camp happens because he said in his opening line, he said, I have not seen these guys. But once I see them, then I'll know what I want to do. Hasn't made a trade. Hasn't been that loud. It's come out, that the team feels good. Maybe they go on a run. Maybe the Dallas Cowboys are different this year than they've been in the past, and maybe they're able to win because of it, AJ. And I'm only saying that strictly because of how Jerry Jones has been acting.
Yep.
Yeah, doesn't it seem like Jerry seems to have a sense of urgency about him when he speaks about the team, what he's willing to do, I guess. And also, is Dak really this jacked? A couple of these pictures sometimes throw me off when I see Dak look like he's 285 with 2% body fat and completely jacked.
Yeah, I would like to look like that.
AI is wild.
Yeah, AI is wild.
You never know.
Do you know SpaceX, allegedly, it's being reported, plans to build an automated factory on the moon using humanoids.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you need factory space. Just go. There's a lot of room up there, I guess, on the outside, certainly. But if we get these little and then what? They're waving from the moon, and then maybe they just hop on a phone call and it's perfectly clear from the moon back to us, like it was back in 1969.
Exactly. That's the idea. These guys, factory, sure. They're going to basically be like gas station attendants in New Jersey because we're going to be going to the moon so fucking much. We're going to be going there. These things are going to gas up the jet, get it right back to it. We're going to be. There might be commercial flights available to go to the moon every 6 hours next week.
But in 1969, how was the phone call so clear?
Again, it's all about telemetry and where the satellites were set up. Obviously, our astronauts knew exactly where we needed to be, and then boom, fine folks at NASA said, okay, go, call them right now. Crystal clear. That's just the way it works when there's not a lot of clouds in the sky and you have the telemetry right, the math is right, because we have the best mathematicians in the world as well.
Also, don't forget the greatest space organization of all time.
Well, that goes without saying, Tony. Of course we do. And again, it's not always going to be like that, but on certain days, like that day back when we first went, and Nixon, they might as well have been in the room next to him.
That's what it sounded like.
That's because we're better than everybody else.
Yep, you're damn right. USA.
Yeah,
USA. So many USA chants.
Exactly.
And then somebody picked up their phone at their house and tried to call the neighbor, and it was, and it was like sugar.
You take that up with General Electric and the Bell Company and all these goddamn telephone companies.
We also have some news: a SpaceX rocket booster just slammed into the moon. So we're trying to let it know that we're coming. We're letting it know that it's coming.
So SpaceX stock is in the trash right now.
Well, it should be at the moon because it actually
Yeah.
just ran into the moon.
Tell me, kid me.
All right, let's pivot away from the moon, which we can't wait for the first game there.
Oh, man.
I'll come out of retirement to kick on the moon.
Okay.
There you go.
Raj will take us there, I'm for sure.
Roger Goodell?
Yeah. If it's not in the U.S., he'll take us there to play a game.
Grow the game.
You hate the international games.
Yep.
All of them are just like the...
Every single one.
Ireland.
What about Ireland?
The Ireland you did not hate.
Hate it.
Germany?
That was the best one yet.
Oh, don't get me started on them.
England?
Yep.
Australia, though, that's cool.
Way too far away.
Brazil?
Actually, the only one I kind of like is Estadio Azteca.
Okay, Mexico?
Yep. If we're not changing time zones, I'm cool with it.
Like American time zones.
Yeah. So
So-
Brazil was kind of in play a little
Anything
bit.
in our hemisphere, seemingly.
I like the morning football. Not
I do love it. I do love that.
So what
I
are
just
you
don't. I
talking
don't love
about?
it for the safety of the players in general.
Oh, you think? Okay. Not
Joining us now is a man who certainly cares about the safety of the players and also the growth of the game. An absolute icon. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Pagano. Guy looks good. Good to see you.
What's up, boys?
How you doing, Coach? You look fantastic. You're glowing. You're glowing.
Life's good. Life's good. It's good to be back on with you guys. Obviously, scratched that itch for the last time. Got more than I wanted to deal with. Season didn't go exactly like we thought it was going to go.
I'd say.
Yeah, so it's good to be home.
Yeah,
it's good to be back with the family. I got my handicap down a little bit. Shot 38 on the front the other day, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm fixing to break 80. I got a real friggin' chance to break 80. Yeah. So what I do on the back nine, I shot 46, but I'll take an 84.
No, you shot a 38. We just keep it moving. You only
Almost
played
there.
9. I appreciate you doing that. I love that you're getting golf. I love that you're back around Miss Tina and the family. I like that you got a good glow about you because we know what football coaching is like, especially with the season that you just had. We'd also like to announce Coach Pagano will be back in the Thunderdome once a week. We are so pumped. We are so thankful. We are excited. And for people that don't know and maybe just started watching the show within the last year or so, as Chuck was over in Baltimore, one final Lombardi push, kind of get the coaching bug out. Just know that what Chuck Pagano brings to this program into this Thunderdome is something that we all missed last year. We're all super bummed out that he went back to coach.
Yeah.
And we're excited for you to be back, Coach. Just know that we love you over here, and we're thankful, and we can't wait for the season to get started. Now, before you make us all emotional with a speech about being pumped to be back, let's talk about football. First couple of days of training camp are happening. Obviously, we're seeing some highlights. We're seeing some fights. We're seeing some injuries. We're seeing some holdouts. What do you think is kind of the thesis that a lot of these coaches are saying to their teams? Are we just trying to get through this first couple weeks of like chaos, or what are the messages that head coaches are sending their teams right now?
Yeah, I think competitive but not combative. Everybody handles, the fights and the things like that. Guys get tired at this point. You're a weekend. You just put the pads on. You got young guys. You got a number 35 trying to make the team over in Cincinnati, tackling the league's number one player, the best receiver in the league. So there's a lot of conversations about that kind of thing. You got, position battles going on. You have these high expectations in all these buildings. You know that all these head coaches in that opening meeting, you remember my opening meetings, we all started with, the white gloves on. You got the Lombardi, easiest way to make the playoffs and get in the tournament is win the division, right? Then get to a championship game and then have a chance to hoist that Lombardi. So I love seeing all the stuff that's going on, watching the practices that are going on. I know everybody's excited to be back, but I'm going to tell you this too. The guys, the players, and the coaches, they're all looking for it. I know we got a game tomorrow, right?
Yes, it matters.
Panthers and Cardinals, so we got a game tomorrow. But I know all of them are looking forward to probably that first joint practice, go against another team, line up across from somebody else, hit somebody else in the mouth, not one of your own teammates, and kind of get an idea of where you're at. And, those joint practices, you guys have talked about them a lot. Very few players are playing anymore in the preseason games with only 3 of them. I know when you're in the Hall of Fame game, you get that extra game, so you get a chance to start a Carson Beck and a Kenny Pickett. You guys were talking about that. But, these joint practices, you get a chance. it's a controlled environment, so you can control the contact, the tackling to the ground, all those kind of things where you can't control that in a preseason game. So you get really good work in those joint practices. So I guarantee you they're all looking forward to that.
So August 11th, Cowboys, Rams. Obviously, they're both in Southern California right now, so that makes a lot of sense. Colts and Patriots. August 11th, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, New York Jets. Tennessee Titans, San Francisco 49ers. Salah making a return over to San Francisco. And then the next day, the Dolphins and Commanders, the Jags and the Saints, and then the Niners and Chargers. Okay, so the Niners are doing a lot of that. Maybe that's trying to get away from the electric substation.
Probably.
How about the Tennessee Titans signing up to go over there? Okay, that's certainly something. Let's make sure we're keeping everybody safe. But the joint practices are a guaranteed fight. But I think it's also for coaches, from our understanding, is really good assessment on situations that you can script. And because in these preseason games, even if the vets were playing, you have no idea if you're going to get into a 2-minute drill. You have no idea if you're going to get into a 4th and short. You have no idea if these situations are going to pop up. The joint practices have become very popular, very famous.
Oh, yeah.
Cannot wait to watch the highlights out of those. As we sit about 6 days away from the first batch of those kicking off. Now, let's talk about some of the storylines that have developed that you obviously know a little bit more about than maybe the rest of us. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Yeah, Coach, great to see you first and foremost, and I can't wait to see you break 80. I know you're going to do it pretty soon here, but I got to ask you about the Ravens. You obviously spent a ton of your career there in Baltimore, specifically around Zay Flowers. He just got a ton of money. What's your thought on Zay Flowers getting paid and this Ravens team who have high expectations once again going into this season?
Yeah, obviously great to see you, D. Butts. Nothing but love and respect. The job that you're doing, you've really, really proud of you, obviously. Yeah, that Ravens organization, I'm happy to see Zay. Zay's a great teammate. Zay's a great dude. He's a great player. He was super fun to be around. He's a game wrecker. He's elusive. I just think for that wide receiver room, they got Bateman, they got Walker, Surratt, and another young player.
Jacoby Lane.
You guys probably can help me out with the other guy that they drafted. Yep. They got a couple young guys, but anytime you have a guy like this, you need another dude across from him. You need a guy in the slot. Zay's been predominantly in the slot guy, but super fired up for him. It'll be interesting to see, how they use him. Jesse Minter comes in. Bisciotti makes a decision to move on after 18 years from Harbaugh. Harbaugh now over in New York with the Giants. Jesse Minter comes in. I got a ton of respect for Jesse. I followed him, from afar. A great defensive mind. He's going to call that defense. He'll have that defense oiled up. There's nothing but a bunch of, number ones, especially in the secondary. With Kyle Hamilton, Malachi Starks is going to be an absolute star. He is phenomenal. He's smart. He loves ball. Marlon Humphrey back, Nate Wiggins on the outside, Chidobe Awuzie's back in the back end. The front to me is the important thing. They get Metabike back, Nnamdi Metabike. We lost him last year. He had the neck issue. I guess he's been fully cleared, to come back. They bring in, the old warhorse Calais Campbell, so there'll be a force on the inside. But, it's about the edge rushers. Mike Green was a guy we drafted a year ago. He's got to come on and give him some pass rush help. Roquan in the middle, so the defense is going to be fine. Anthony Weaver's the defensive coordinator. Jesse's going to call the defense, but those guys have all been there. So they're familiar with that organization. They know the ins and outs of that organization. Now it's going to come back, to Lamar. Can Lamar stay healthy? He was dinged up for most of the season last year. It's well documented. We all know that. He's a special guy, a special talent. They're going to run Declan Doyle, right? You guys talked about Declan coming over as OC, right? Mm-hmm. Comes over from the Bears. What do you think the Bears were ranked in rushing last season in the NFL?
High.
1 or 2?
4, 3?
They were third.
Good call.
They were third in National Football League, and everybody thinks, okay, because you got Caleb, you're going to sling it, right? No, this guy's gonna run the rock, and so they're going to feed Derrick Henry until he can't eat no more, and so they're going to run the football. They're going to play, more, with Lamar more under center. The play action game, the run, the pass is going to look the same. Explosive plays, where Chicago ranked a year ago in explosives?
High.
4th.
Yeah, pretty high.
Number 2.
Oh, fuck. I thought I was gonna get
Number 2. So they've all talked about how excited they are about this young guru, this young genius, Declan Doyle coming over and running the offense. So I know things are exciting. It's always when you have a fresh breath of air. We say after 18 years, the message gets to John Harbaugh is a Hall of Fame coach. He won a Super Bowl there. He's unbelievable. He's going to do great things with the Giants. There's a shelf life for all these jobs.
Yeah,
and
certainly.
I was fortunate to get 6 years. Mainly because of guys like you and D Butts, Pat. Being on that roster.
Love you, coach.
So,
Love you.
And Andrew Luck. When Andrew was healthy and he was under center, we won a lot of games. And when he wasn't, shit, my ass was out the door.
Yeah, certainly.
And that's the NFL.
That's the NFL.
Bad about anybody else, but exciting times over there.
Yeah, certainly. And the quarterback obviously is going to decide if you're good or not. We all think Lamar is the guy that's able to do that. Got the deep shot with Zay. You talking about the run game being spectacular is awesome. I don't know if you've seen Andrew Luck throwing to Zach Ertz. Hey, it looks like he's right back in it.
Yeah.
And his throwing is exactly what it was when he was dealing.
36.
Don't look now.
My quarterback.
Is he starting to get a little bit of an itch? I saw D-Butt did tweet this video and say, that's my quarterback. Zach Ertz getting back into the game. It was fun to watch Andrew do it. Even that was like what he did in walkthroughs. Like
when he took that snap and he just took.
That was exactly the speed in which he was doing everything was exactly what it was like on Friday or Saturdays. And what was still, let's remember, he was very good.
Yeah.
Now, what could have been? History, baby.
Sorry, Chuck.
Maybe.
Cap.
I guess we'll never know.
It was awesome. wasn't
Sorry,
it?
guys.
God, he looked exactly, Pat, you mentioned the mannerisms,
Yes.
the hands, the stance. I mean, it's like he's never left the game.
Maybe, hey, Andrew, game's still waiting for you. Stanford football team. That's going to be tough to
What's
get them
he
good.
doing?
That's going to be tough. I appreciate your passion project here, and I think there's a lot of, obviously,
That right
connections
there.
up there in Stanford. That one right there.
When he took that snap and just.
Yeah, that's just
Hey, Pat, rest in peace, Mr. Irsay, but can you imagine if Jim was alive right now, the phone call we would get?
Brother. Do you see Andrew? What would he say to you, Chuck?
See Andrew throwing to Zach Ertz. I think he can play. Do you try to sign him?
Rest in peace, Jim. We love you. Man. We absolutely love you, bro. He would have been on the firstly, he would have been on a helicopter to the plane. Then he would have got on plane. He would have landed right outside did I miss him? No, they're still throwing over here. Andrew, come on, buddy. Come on back. We miss Jim. That is epic. But I do appreciate he's still around the game. It is nice to see him spin it a little bit, maybe get back into it. But he needs to get the hell out of Stanford, bro. We love what you did for Stanford, but, I mean...
Noble what he did. He did it.
What do you mean?
They suck. There's 20 people at their games.
He could bring it back.
Frank Reich already left.
The way he could bring it back is if he applies for another year of eligibility, which some of these college football players are doing with the new thing, the new rule of 5 years or whatever. That'd be the only way they'd be able to bring that back.
Indiana just won a national championship, 16-0. I got faith in Andrew Luck at Stanford. All right?
Who's the head coach?
Yeah, and who's paying?
Who's
This guy.
From Commanders, right?
Yeah,
No
right.
one's
Yeah,
doing
quarterback
it.
coach.
Yeah.
We love Andrew
I
Luck.
trust
We love him.
my quarterback.
Let's let him be a GM at a good team.
Go build something.
They did.
Actually.
Building.
GM National Football League.
Okay, sounds good to me. Just let's get him somewhere, so we can actually talk about it. Because the only thing we can say is, let's show a highlight from Stanford, team that Andrew Luck's building. A lot of people dressed like seats at that particular game. Okay, let's move along. They lose by 30. And then we move
Remember the fumble? Remember the forced fumble?
Yeah, but that's his moment.
Whoa.
He's got that moment where he's doing the sideline interview and, fumble, take it. And then the guy runs it back for a touchdown. Like, that is his Stanford moment. Doesn't need another one.
Doesn't need another one. But that's the band moment. Band on the field.
Exactly.
He just had it right there. So we love Stanford. We appreciate everything that Stanford
Beautiful campus.
produces for society. We love what their brains do. We like what they do for Olympic sports.
Swimmers,
We like everything that Stanford does, okay? A lot of big brains, a lot of things coming out there. Football team's a lost cause. I mean, that is just something I don't think. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, so if I had one, I had 1,000 conversations about life after football with Andrew, and his dream was always to coach. And he wanted to coach high school football. My dad was a high school football coach in Colorado, and he loved Colorado. We all know he loved the mountains. He loved skiing. He grew up on skis with a family and all that. But he always talked about, hey, I want to teach high school history. I want to coach high school football. So him, being at the collegiate level, taking the GM job at Stanford and being around college kids and still having a chance, to impact 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, some 25, 26 now with the rule. I don't know. But that was kind of always his dream. So it's not surprising that he's there. And obviously it's his alma mater.
Let's get him to a good high school in Texas then.
What's their NIL? Shouldn't they have $7 billion in NIL?
Swimming, Olympic sports. Yeah, they got they got cures to create up there. They got new apps and
They care about other
technology.
things more than football.
Their video game
You're right.
team.
Maybe
But
he
if he
should get
builds
out of
it, they will come.
Yes, he should get out of there. Stanford, we appreciate your contributions to society.
Let it up.
Very much so. But let's get him to a place that's going to have some dubs. He deserves winning.
Yeah.
Andrew Luck deserves to have a celebration at some point. I don't know if it's coming. Now, we in Indianapolis, we've been chasing the next Andrew Luck since Andrew Luck decided to step away. We might have found him. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, Chuck, obviously speaking of Daniel Jones, he comes into training camp, look like he is full go, 100% taking part in all the activities. I guess how big is that for this Colts team for him to be taking part? And what have you seen so far early on in camp from the Colts?
Yeah, I think it's everything, AJ. I mean, this is their lifeline. They went out and gave him $100 million over the next 2 years, something like that. And for him to be cleared fully to participate, and it hadn't been 8 months, with the Achilles injury, back in November, whatever it was. And you look back on this Colts team, you guys have talked about it ad nauseum, 8-2. They were the creme de la creme of the AFC. They were going to represent the AFC, the easy win, win the AFC South, going to represent, the AFC in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
I mean, there wasn't a better team. The points that they put up, the yards that they put up, and to see him moving around like this, thank God for science and the doctors that we have now, and all the things they're doing, with this rehab, and kudos to Daniel for coming in this shape, and all that you see and all that you hear from all the players, it's like they never even knew he got injured. The way he's moving around, and we saw Kirk Cousins come back, and have a slow start after his Achilles, tear. We saw Aaron come back, obviously, but think about, Daniel compared to like Cousins and Aaron. Those guys are pocket passers, right? Daniel's, got mobility. He's got athleticism. They used to run quarterback, design runs with him. So I don't see that in his future, but he relies on his athleticism. He has to throw and plant off that right leg, which is where the Achilles was torn, but truly phenomenal. Where he's at, there's a ton of excitement. As long as he's under center, it's just like when Luck was available. If Danny Dimes is available, there's a lot of hope.
Yeah,
it gives you a lot of optimism. It gives you a lot of hope. And if he's not there, and we're watching the backup drop snap after snap after snap from center,
come on,
there's not much hope.
Yeah, I agree, Coach. Hope comes in many forms in life. In football, it's a good quarterback. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, we let Daniel Jones know. We immediately, Colts fans, took a little bit, but boy, he was getting celebrated. The buzz was back in the city around the Colts. I mean, there was real excitement. There was real juice. And then he comes back with a broken leg after the bye week, and then he tears his Achilles a week later on the other side. And it's like, oh, of course we can't have good things. Sauce Gardner gets traded for it, 2 1s, obviously huge investment. His second week on the team, he gets hurt like second play. We had another corner we bring in from San Fran, Mooney. He gets knocked out in a pregame warm-up.
Yep.
In a pregame warm-up, he gets knocked out. Contemplates whether or not he's going to play football again. Okay, so whenever you talk about penthouse to outhouse of a season for the Indianapolis Colts, I think last year would definitely be a great indicator of what's possible whenever you go from best to worst. We didn't 7 straight losses to end the season. Yeah, like that is tough. That was a nightmare from number 1, literally to worst team in league, and now we're running it back. I can't wait to see us get on top of the mountain. We're climbing. We're climbing. We're trusting climbing.
No, do not say that.
The Neil Brown Colts.
Well, it's Lombardi Mountain. This ain't college. It's Lombardi Mountain. We're climbing that thing, and then all of a sudden we got a broken leg on Daniel Jones, and let's put base camp down here. Let's see what's going on. There was a storm overnight. Yeah. We kind of lost our way. Then we found a plateau. That was when he tore his Achilles. Everybody else got hurt. And then guess what we did? We fell off of that thing.
Everyone died.
And
Phil Rivers, though. He planted another little flag.
Spark of life. We start going up. We get our walking stick.
That was one of those little things that we saw at the airport. That was Phil.
Yeah, he was the rescue helicopter, and you thought he was going to do it, but then the rescue helicopter.
Yeah, he was paraglider. Yep. Small tank though. That thing, wham! We went right down. That's what last year was like for the Colts, and I appreciate that you rode alongside of us while you were coaching the Baltimore Ravens, because I'll tell you, I thought you went back to the Ravens. to go win a title. And then all we kept saying was, they're not going to beat the Colts.
Chuck ruined their year.
A lot of people were saying that it was not fair.
Well, he did not say that.
No, but that was, fans of the program were trying to, poke fun at Chuck, and they were saying this fucking guy ruined the Ravens.
Yeah, Chuck, we don't like that. We don't like that one bit. But
I take full responsibility, con man Ty. I take full responsibility. One in 5 start. Believe me, I'm sitting in that apartment I rented in Owings Mills, Maryland, all by my lonesome, and thinking I'm watching you guys in the program. Like, what the fuck did I do? You kidding me? I need to get the hell home. But to our guys' credit, the players and the coaches, everybody stuck with it. But too much is given, much is required. You talk about Sauce, you talk about Mooney, this defense. I mean, we got some young inside linebackers, and James Betcher, the linebacker coach, will do a great job with them. C.J. Allen and company. But Sauce, like these guys got to play. Like he's talking about, hey, we're the world's best combo, right?
That's what he said.
The other day I saw that, right?
Damn
Him and
right.
Mooney.
Yes, he said that.
Like, there's some pretty good combinations. You got, the smartest dude talking about DBs on TV sitting right next to you, Pat, and he knows for certain shit. Milkcheck and Surtain are better than this group right now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week. You're the best. We appreciate you, Coach.
No.
Yeah, we have to. You're the man.
Go take your nap.
You're the best. And your Ovaltine. You're the best. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach will be joining us all year. Our coach, ladies and gentlemen. Coach, go on.
Yeah, Coach.
Say a world. We said that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They said it.
I believe it. John Gordon told him, you say it, you believe it. You're real.
Singing R. Kelly.
Boom. You think maybe they're John Gordon guy?
I think
that
was it
strikes
Kobe?
me as right.
Was it Kobe that said it?
What?
Maybe it was Jordan. I forget who it was. They said, I was saying I was the best in the world long before I was, or something like that.
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali, okay. I was telling the world I was the best long before I actually was. And he was also telling himself that. That's what we're doing here in Indiana.
I think so.
Right. Smart.
Yeah.
I like that. You got to do that. That's John Gordon.
Milk check.
Is it? Do we know? Is it really?
Disrespectful.
That's why we need coach.
I mean, he coached DBs for 40 years, so he can't, some things are stuck in there.
He feels very strongly about DBs. Remember, we told the story about how during the first regime, the winningest decade in NFL history, Peyton, Polian, and the whole squad, I was throwing the DBs in warm-ups. I was throwing against 7-on-7 against the back half. I was doing the entire thing. Chuck gets in there. I go over to go do it. He goes, here you go. Give me the ball. He's throwing to the DBs or whatever. And I stand there for like a minute, and I'm like, do you guys need me to throw? He goes, nope, I got you. Thanks. And it's like, all right, what the hell am I going to do? Yeah, go work on punting. Okay. He loves the DB.
Oh, yeah.
So as soon as he hears Sauce say, we got the best of the world, Chuck's like, let me rattle off a few that I disagree with here. We just left. Baltimore's got a pretty good.
They're pretty good.
He's got a pretty good little group. Oh. Denver's got a pretty good little group there.
I take our duo.
Philadelphia's got a pretty good little secondary.
Yeah,
there.
Rams.
Los Angeles Rams just made big investment in their secondary. But on that note,
Texas got the best combo right now.
Houston Texans have a good combo. But on that note, Colts #1 team in the world. Joining us now.
Yep.
Sure.
They're undefeated.
Yeah, no, you're right. Okay, can't argue it.
They suck.
Joining us now is a man who can't join us for long, but we know it's going to be strong. Junior, NFL insider for ESPN, senior NFL insider for NFL Network, from Minnesota, I do believe, Ian Rappaport.
What's up? What's going on?
How you doing, Rapp? You're a little off center. Yep, thank you.
Oh, there we go.
Appreciate you doing that. It's good TV.
Yep.
Hey, that's NFL Network training. Okay, that was really good that you did that. We appreciate you finding the center. Looks like you're in a mobile venue there, a mobile tent. How is Minnesota Viking training camp? And obviously, topic of discussion for that team is who is the quarterback? I know you've had meetings with a lot of people over there since your arrival. What is kind of the vibes? What are the thoughts? How should we be viewing this?
Well, first of all, I'm in a VIP tent right off the field. They let the VIPs in here, and then also me, which I thought was really cool. It's cool in here. It's a little hot outside.
That was a knee slap. Hey, big laughs. Everybody's mic was muted. Everybody's mic was muted. Big laughs.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, it was big laughs.
The AirPods, sometimes the noise canceling cancels the...
We laughed.
noise.
Feel confident. Know that it was a big pop out of
Appreciate
us, and we know the audience, too, did a huge...
This guy's the best.
I'm sure the comments will. I'm sure they'll weigh in on the comments.
Yep.
So quarterback competition here in Minnesota. Yeah, I mean, obviously that is for sure the focus. It feels to me like it is a real, legitimate, and day-to-day competition. In other words, it's like I was in Atlanta yesterday, and my general feel is that Tua will be the starter for Week 1. Penix has not been cleared. They're having a quarterback battle, but that's kind of what it feels like to me. This is not the case in Minnesota. Like, I just don't know right now whether it's going to be Kyler, the number 1 quarterback free agent, the guy that everybody wanted, or whether it's J.J. McCarthy, the first rounder, who is still trying to find that consistency. I mean, we will see. And there's a lot of checkpoints. He's going to have full padded practice today. This is one of them. There's preseason games. That's another. Who is going to be more efficient? And then as you guys know, the players are going to know who the leader is. They always know. And so whoever they believe is the quarterback is going to be the guy who probably is going to step in there. So it's an ongoing thing. The competition is real, and it's making this visit kind of fun.
Okay, so from what we're hearing from you is this is actual competition. Everything else we hear and read elsewhere is not like on point. Because you just got done.
There's so much
I don't want to get. Hold on, Rap. I don't want to out Rap, but Rap had a lot of meetings in Minnesota as soon as he got there. He's coming fresh out of these meetings saying this is a real competition. So that is directly from, I don't want to say horse's mouth, but on your good source says there's no lean one way or the other. This is actual. What we see is who we're going to end up getting, whoever plays the best.
Yeah, and so that was actually one of the questions I asked, which was to source says, do you care? Would you prefer that it's JJ because then he's your franchise quarterback you drafted? Would you prefer that it's Kyler because he's still actually pretty young and has done it before? And it's sort of like whoever's best. And I think that's the only way to do it. My sense is we're going to get to the end of preseason, and we in the Vikings locker room, but also the general public, are probably going to know. It's almost never where it's it's so close and we just can't call it. It's we're probably going to know. Now, again, Kyler's had the experience. We've seen him be really, really good. We've seen him be efficient. We've seen him use his legs to be really productive. So if it's him, I wouldn't be surprised. But we have no idea what J.J. McCarthy is. We have basically barely seen him play football. And I've seen enough examples, including Sam Darnold here in Minnesota, where we think a guy is one thing, and then when he gets to a little older, you're oh wow, he's a totally different thing. We have to be ready for that.
Yeah, and I think JJ having quite a head start on KOC's offense means something. Kyler's playing catch up whenever it comes to that. JJ obviously has his own thoughts and opinions on what his career should look like. We can't wait to see him continue to battle it out. There was a little bit of a power play made this offseason. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Rap, the new GM they have up there has been on the job for not that long as Kwesi got fired, post-draft, I think. And I think you would assume that KOC had a lot of say in bringing him in. What is that relationship like, or what has it been like, I guess? And how much say does KOC have in the day-to-day personnel, or is this new guy, is he really kind of taking the reins and he's not a stopgap? This is his job for the future, kind of his vision for the team.
It is Nolan Teasley's job for the future. It is his vision for the team. But look, I think he's going to be really good. Every new hire, everyone thinks everyone's going to be really good. Okay, but I do think he's going to be really good. His training with John Schneider in Seattle, who is as good as it gets, has been excellent. And I would say what Schneider does really well is he takes his personnel knowledge and he goes, what is the best, I'm moving this way, there we go. What is the best way that I could find players and personnel to serve the excellent head coach that I have? And that is how Seattle's been good under Pete Carroll, and now under Mike Macdonald, and that is a really good way to do it. And I think Nolan Teasley has the same vibes of he's got a lot of juice. He's really good at evaluating players. He's kind of just starting that process now, seeing them on the field here in Minnesota. But he is going to find the best players for Kevin O'Connell's team and for the schemes that they run. And I'll give you an example. Caleb Banks, their first rounder, maybe was not a first rounder for everyone. They identified him as an absolute baller in Brian Flores' defense. Those guys are hard to find. They become highly paid. They think he is going to be a real difference maker, and that was their first rounder.
Okay. I like that they're making plays to fit their system. You miss potentially on a quarterback early, or do you hit? JJ could still be the greatest of all time.
Find out. True. Same with Kyler.
Kyler could still be the greatest of all time. So maybe they're in a good position. They got to do what they got to do. But KOC, we assume he can win with anybody. What if they don't?
I mean, they won 9 games last year, and I was playing quarterback. I wasn't playing quarterback.
Jeez, Rap.
Wow. You're better than JJ.
Not me, but people
that guy might start this year.
Yeah. What are you?
Ian McCarthy.
Just saying.
This is a part of the problem with the media.
Yeah.
Do you hear that?
I do.
Yeah.
I could do what they're doing. You couldn't. Okay. You're 3'7". You wouldn't be able to see over the line. That's just one of the issues. I'm not sure if you can throw the ball, but I mean, there's just one obvious issue. But I understand what you're saying.
Run first, go.
Yeah, this is like when Dan Orlovsky says, if they have average quarterback play, they'll win the NFC.
Yeah.
So if they have below average play, they won't. That is kind of what Dan Orlovsky said. That's what you're referring to. We understand what you're saying. You're just having a little personality. And if JJ goes on a correct course and go great, that'd be amazing.
A lot of people like the personality. Not a lot of people.
Can
but
you
some
mute him?
people.
Can you mute him, please, real quick, as we try to get to the next question? Thank you so much, Rap. We appreciate you joining us from Minnesota. You did great. We did great, Rap. I appreciate it. Hey, is it hot there or no? Okay, yeah, good work.
Fantastic.
Good work back
You
there.
want to know? It's heated in here.
D-Bud has the last question about the Vikings for you before we pivot to something else quickly. Go ahead.
Yeah, we
D-Bud.
saw other quarterback competition out there in Cleveland. There's a plan for each guy to get a start in the preseason. And is there a plan in Minnesota for the quarterbacks to play or start in the preseason games?
I don't think they're there yet. I asked those questions. I don't think they're there. But, I mean, we're going to see both guys. Whoever starts, it's sort of like whatever. But we're going to see both guys in preseason games. And, like, there is going to be enough of a sample size where you're going to say, like, all right, I think I have an idea for where this is headed. I mean, the Cleveland one is fascinating as well because there's days where you say, like, you know, operation-wise, it feels like Deshaun Watson is sort of ahead of things. Shedeur seems like he's making plays, and, like, they really feel like in Cleveland there's, like, an upward trajectory on Shedeur. Like, the sort of thought is, like, he's got something. And, like, sometimes in the quarterback position, that's what it takes. But Deshaun's got a lot more experience and has run an offense in the NFL a lot more. So, couple fun QB battles this camp, really is.
Certainly. All right, good luck with your interview. We appreciate you joining us. Have a great day in Minnesota. You're the best. Ladies and gentlemen, junior NFL insider for ESPN, Ian Rappaport.
Yeah, Rapsy.
I was playing quarterback.
Pretty bold statement there.
Very bold. While being there, too.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to him, I think, here in a minute, but nobody tell him. I could have done what he did, though.
Hopefully they're eating lunch. Hopefully it's on in the lunchroom.
I always love me and the New York Jets have the same amount of interceptions this season.
It's true.
You know, that's how'd that happen?
I still don't know. That's one of the wildest stats I've ever heard. My
And they had
17
sauce.
games.
They had sauce for 8 of those games. What the hell?
Did they drop multiple? I need to go back and check the tape. Did they drop it for like 10? Like, how'd that work?
I couldn't tell you. I didn't watch many Jets.
I don't think they had one PBU either.
I'm tips, overthrows, like so D linemen. You see D linemen get picks.
You got to get lucky, I think, at some point. Yeah, they weren't lucky at all. But the Jets kind of sneaky over there. Frank Reich, Geno Smith.
That's right.
Kenyon
Sadiq
and Aaron Glenn. I mean, they really have. They have it going. I like that the Jets are not being talked about as being ass. I had somebody tweet me there. I just saw it because we had Saints talk earlier about how their vibes are. Carolina Panthers not really being talked about much. You know, we showed a T-Mac highlight yesterday. Obviously, they have Hall of Fame game. Carolina Panthers going to be on there. They had a great season last year. And if they're only going to get better, you would have to assume that the Panthers fans are thinking NFC South is great. Our vibes are high as well. Everybody's talking about New Orleans because they paid Olave. We got to figure it out. I think we should pick the NFC South.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Would love that.
Let's pick the NFC South. You know, nobody's going to really be talking about this particular division whenever it comes to early Super Bowl projections. Okay, that's just unfair. But they're in the NFC, and the Rams exist currently, and the Super Bowl champs Seattle Seahawks are over there, let alone all the other moves that have been made all over the place. The NFC South, you see the odds-on favorites, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker, though, saying disappointed. This is the place he has to play.
Not happy.
This is how they play, though.
Chemistry's not right.
Vita Vea saying, yeah, I'll laugh with a couple oozes around town. Danny Smith come talk to me, take my hat off, do the entire thing. I want out of here. I mean, what are we even doing? Mike Evans said, they offered me a deal there at Tampa. Yeah, I just want to go see what it was like somewhere else. Yeah. Levante David, longtime staple of that defense. He's, I think I'm good here. Tampa Bay favorites to win the NFC South. I do believe vibes matter. It's hard enough to win a game already. I personally, in this show, I believe, is a little bit more vibes-oriented than other shows because there isn't like statistical analytics that we can tag to. Vibes seem ass down at that place. But vibes seem ass down at that place. I think that carries into the season, especially whenever there's a little bit of a problem, or you have a loss, or somebody starts playing bad. Then there's fingers pointing. Let's say Baker has a run of 2-3 games where he's playing bad. Everybody starts thinking, is this because he's thinking about his next location? Is this because he's mad at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Vita Vea doesn't get traded. He goes out there and has no impact. Well, he hates this place. Obviously, he doesn't want to do that. If a deal gets done with both of them, we assume that we will change our vibes quickly. But I don't like the two staples of their team are saying, I don't like this. And then their other ones are retiring and leaving to go elsewhere. That tells me a lot more than I think a lot other people would assume. So I do not have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning the NFC South. But let's go around the room. D-Bud, who do you have winning the NFC South?
Yeah, I'm with you with the vibes. We were talking about teams, tribes, all that stuff. A lot of turnover there in Tampa Bay. Out on Tampa as well. I think almost got swayed by that Chris Olave interview. But nope, out on the Saints as well. I'm going to Panthers. I like the vibes. You talk about vibes. I still remember that playoff game. I remember Cam coming back on the drum. Cam, I believe he was in camp yesterday. I think they ride that wave. Remember when they were hot a few years back. I think Bryce Young, he's got a chip on his shoulder. He's playing for some money. T-Mac, Derek Brown, I always talk about Madden. The highest rated defensive tackle in Madden this year, Derek Brown. J.C. Horn, Mike Jackson. I'm going with the Panthers.
NFC South champions in Darius Butler's eyes play tomorrow night. Kenny Pickett will lead them on to the Hall of Fame game. Let's go to one half of the hammer. Dahn. Cowboys, AP Tone. Who wins the NFC South?
I think a few weeks ago I would have been on the Panthers. Don't love the injuries that they've already had in camp. Bake is going to be on a revenge tour. Give me the Bucs. I think they have the best roster still in the South.
Okay, with Vita Vea or without Vita Vea?
Whatever.
Oh.
Wow.
Franchise pillar.
Okay.
Hey, I like that. It doesn't matter if they're happy, if they're there, if they're not there. I like the way the Bucs play. I think they got some depth. And we just showed a Ruben Bain highlight from earlier.
Sure.
Let's assume he's going to be able to cook. Okay, so we got one Bucs vote, one Carolina Panthers vote. Let's head to the Toxic Table at Ty Schmidt. Who wins the NFC South?
I had eyes on that Carolina Panthers team last year, and listen, I know it's not the same team. It's a different team. I saw what they did to my Green Bay Packers in Green Bay, and that kind of birthed in my eyes at least, hey, this is a good football team. Dan Morgan and Dave Canales, they know what they're doing. And then they damn near beat the Rams in the playoffs. So I am bullish on the Carolina Panthers. I do want to see how they're going to replace Rico Dowdell because he was unbelievable last year, and he looked good at Steelers training.
Yes, he did.
Chuba Hubbard's still there, though, but I do like the Panthers, and I'm gonna ride with them this year as well.
Two with the Panthers, one with the Bucs. The other side of the Toxic Table at Boston. Connor, who's winning the NFC South?
I'm a corn shucker. I love the Saints. It feels like those teams that finish hot to the season, and then they kind of carry that in to the next season, and it feels like the Saints are that team. They finished, we pulled up the stats before, but I think they won, 6 of their last 7 games, and they're just getting hot. They add Achane Jr. with Kamara, so they got two-headed horse in the backfield. Who knows what happens with, rookie Jordan Tyson, but they have Olave, Juwan Johnson, and then Olave also mentioned Vela. He kind of forgot about him being one of those deep threats for him, so I love the Saints. I'm going to take the Bayou. I'm dancing. I'm eating crawfish down the Bayou this year.
Look at the expectations parity of the NFC South. We got 2 on the Panthers, 1 on the Bucs, which the odds-on favorite, 1 on the New Orleans Saints because they got a 26-year-old year 2 quarterback named Tyler Shuck who can shuck the shit out of a pigskin.
And it's not possible to have a sophomore slump when you're 26 years old. That's a proven fact.
Bingo, because he's already had 4 sophomore seasons.
Yep.
Yeah, throughout his entire collegiate career, which we respect. AJ, who are you going to be picking to win the NFC South? Nobody's on the Atlanta Falcons. They just paid Bijan. And Tua is going to be the starter day 1, it sounds like, or week 1 is what
that might be
Ian Rappaport just said.
Yeah, it might be why.
Yeah, a bit surprising. Nobody has picked the Falcons. I'm not going to be that guy to jump out there and pick the Falcons to win the NFC South. Give me the Tampa Bay Bucks. I understand that we think the vibes are not great right now. I do not like what they're doing with Vita Vea. I hope they get him paid, get him in there. They need him big time. But Bake is upset with the front office. There's a lot. You can do that. You can play with some spite towards your front office. That's sustainable over the course of a season. I don't think it's sustainable if you're pissed at your coaches and you hate your coaches. He loves his coaches, it seems like. He's on board with them. It's the front office that's not paying him right now. I think he can have a fun revenge tour, go out there, prove them wrong, that whole situation. Also, we got a Buka out there. We got Godwin. Like, they still have plenty of weapons. And Ruben Bain Jr., I love what that guy can do.
Okay, so we got 2 on the Bucks, 2 on the Panthers, 1 on the Saints. Good picking, boys. That's good job.
Bring it home now.
That's good job, boys.
Bring it home now.
That's really.
I know you're a Stefanski guy.
Take us home, Cap.
Are you the Falcons now?
Guys, I'm a host.
Yeah.
Guys, you guys are the ones that are doing the analyzing and understanding the picking, you know? If I had a vote, if my vote mattered,
register
to vote.
Yep.
Shout out to Duck Hodges getting more people to vote.
Shout out.
I think there was like 160 million people that voted that year.
Got me to go.
From my understanding, I think shout out to Duck Hodges telling people to do that at the end of a
Got me.
At the end of a Steelers video, which was put out. Register to vote. That man would go on to marry Lainey Wilson.
He's a good dancer now, too. He's been learning how to dance.
Great dancer. I seen my phone wallet keys were doing the entire thing.
Finally heard Haggard.
Yeah, we love. He knows who Merle Haggard is finally, which is good. Thank you to Lainey for introducing Merle Haggard.
Thank you, Lainey.
You know, and then Riley Green taught him how to quack, 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 too. You know what I mean? So that's good. That's really good that happened for him. But he helped America.
Race
Nobody ever talks about that.
Help us with these picks by picking the division.
No, you're out on the Buck. Know that.
I was about to pick the Bucks though. Just after everything I said, I would like to go back on the vibes thing about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm going to the Carolina Panthers.
Let's go football team.
That's a great football team, I think, this year. I don't think they're just a good football team. I think they're a great football team. Now, you talk about the injuries. That is alarming. And these are all subject to change.
Sure.
All these picks are subject to change. But for me, it's going to be hard just to get that visual of the Carolina Panthers stadium packed out.
Good football
and then Tepper coming and saying, yeah, I threw the ice on a guy because he was saying that my player was dead, basically, and was laughing in my face. So what do you want me to do? And how about whenever you went into the guy's store? Yeah, the guy was calling me the worst person on earth on a sign. I was asking him to take that. I don't like that. You think I like that? Firing coaches. We sucked. What do you want? We were not good at all. It's like, okay, seems like Tepper had a side in all these things as well that we did not take into consideration. So I'm a believer in Morgan. I'm a believer in Tepper at this stage. I'm a believer in Canales. And you know what? I don't see any big old backpack on Bryce Young this year.
Nope. Right.
I think Bryce Young is taking a huge step. I like him to play well as well. Give me the Carolina.
You're not switching to the Panthers.
What?
I don't know.
No,
this isn't
you're
good.
not allowed to do that.
It's subject to change.
No, subject to change
It's
like a
changed.
later
I'm switching
date.
to the Panthers.
Four
2 weeks from now.
He's back. Keep pounding.
The last thought of the Panthers was like from last season. Like my last thought of them was they're losing to the Rams. Bryce Young drives down the field in the pouring rain, and they score a touchdown to win the damn game.
And I also I forgot that Todd Bowles is kind of in a lame duck situation. I don't like that either. So give me the Panthers, please.
Okay. I appreciate you joining us. Everything over here. The revenge, spiteful Baker Mayfield scares me.
Me too.
It does.
The New Orleans Saints, how much Kamara wanting to stay there when he could have definitely went ring chasing and they would have shipped him. He'd be like, nah, I want to be here. And how they played at the end of the year, it's like they're scary as well.
I like their offense. I just don't believe in their defense.
How about Bijan Robinson in Atlanta?
Love Bijan. Love Drake.
Tough
I love
injury
their
yesterday.
pieces, the young edges, the Xavier Watts.
Paid everybody.
Terrell, I love a lot. But anytime you're going into the season with a quarterback question, I'm probably not going to pick you on it.
If you got two quarterbacks,
you got none.
That's all they've had for 3 years.
And he watched one of those quarterbacks a lot.
But I mean, with that being said, we did have a quarterback battle here, and we got off to an unbelievable start with Danny Dahn.
it was never a battle. You know that.
You
Anybody
drafted guy
else?
number 4, you're going to give him a chance.
Yeah.
Got to.
Set hut! Drop snap.
Yeah.
Where's head?
Where's he at?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is he helping the Colts?
There's an incredible sponsorship opportunity there.
He's got to show Danny how to just get out of there.
Tony, we'd love to hear from you, pal. Just, kind of chat about it all, about what the season maybe. Ooh. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. We're in this thing together. See you then. Nailed it. See you then when? That's
Who knows?
That was
to figure
awesome.
out.
Who knows?
Good. I don't even know when.
Yeah.
That's
Great tease.
Down
for
the
them
road.
to figure out. Brought up a little Tony Romo in there. Gonna have to get his side of this whole thing.
Yeah.
That's an interesting situation.
I mean, just in the middle of a.
Cold
He
blood.
does have documented back issues.
Yep.
That's another
Gotta-
one. AI.
Trying to activate his glutes,
I don't know
hanging
if it's
off
real.
the cop
Me
car.
neither.
The one of him doing the Dak warm up was real.
Real.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
That one was real.
Yeah. Do you want me to have these flip floppies on or no? I don't know what the rules
That one I don't know.
are.
Why it was just suspicion.
What about on
Oh,
the golf
shit!
course?
What?
Breaking news.
Oh my God.
The Washington Commanders are signing a veteran quarterback. Or veteran wide receiver, sorry.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the beginning.
Let's take a guess.
The Washington Commanders are signing a veteran wide receiver. His name is
Stephon Diggs.
Nailed it.
okay.
Wow, I didn't know if you guys were going to think maybe it was somebody else. Stephon Diggs is now with the Washington Commanders. Congratulations to them and to him. There's been a lot around Stephon Diggs, I think, but if you look back to last year with the New England Patriots, I think they would say he was a perfect teammate for them. He obviously contributed in a huge way to a team that ends up at the Super Bowl. Now he's going to the Commanders with Jaden Daniels, who we all have very high hopes for. Dan Quinn, the head coach, fired everybody.
Yeah.
Offensive staff, can't win with you. Not going to. Defensive staff, can't win with you. Not going to. A lot of new faces whenever it comes to coaching. Now Stephon Diggs joins them as they go. I think we all believe in the Commanders and Dan Quinn, but boy, last year, that looked back like quite a step backwards. Will they be able to get back into conversation in the NFC East? That's only gotten better, seemingly, especially with what's happened with the Giants and how everybody views them. This is a huge deal. I think this is a big deal that he's going there and not going elsewhere. You know, that I think that is the big storyline, because I think everybody assumed he was going to head, maybe he goes back to the Patriots. Maybe he goes to the Chiefs. Maybe he comes to the Colts. Him going to the Commanders, I don't think anybody was really expecting, but we did know they were in the wide receiver market. Congrats to both parties. I'm pumped for Stephon. I'm pumped for Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, I mean, this is great for him. A comment could probably speak to it more than I can, but he seemed, like you said, a great teammate off the field.
Code red.
Jeez.
No. What happened?
It's 1:59:22 on my clock here. It's 5 seconds.
That might be the quickest I've seen Ty get out of the
Yeah,
pocket.
me too.
He was shaking his head at me like this, like calling off pitches.
Shake Shack.
He had a burrito.
Oh, burrito.
Shake Shack was yesterday.
No spicy broccoli?
He was
No,
literally.
No spicy broccoli, spicy chicken, maybe beef in there.
I'm telling you, he was looking at me just going like this.
Big burrito.
And then he just slammed that door on his way out. We will wish him good luck, obviously. But back to you. I'm so sorry.
But good safety blanket for a young quarterback.
pickup.
It's about Jaden Daniels. Can he stay healthy? You heard Chuck say it. You're as good as that quarterback. A lot of times you're obviously rebuilding that defense as well, but it's another veteran along with T-Mac, Scary Terry out there. So you got two, valuable guys who will put in a lot of work in this league. I know Stephon Diggs works his ass off when it comes to the offseason. So I'm excited to see him, kind of back close to home where he grew up, playing some ball.
Yeah, Con man, you guys loved him in New England.
Loved him. Yeah, he was unbelievable, especially for a young quarterback like you mentioned with Jaden Daniels. And now he's not kind of the number one. With New England, he was the number one go-to guy. Hey, need you here. Big moments. He showed up. That play right there against the Ravens, I believe, was on a 4th and 1 and helped us win the entire game. But you think about the Buffalo game in primetime at Buffalo, kind of when the Patriots solidified themselves as real contenders this year. He went for 150, some of the biggest moments of the entire season. So now with Scary Terry, to your point, I know they got Okonkwo. People were talking about him having a really good camp, being kind of the number 2. So Luke McCaffrey, he was another guy. Now all of a sudden you think the Washington Commanders offense is much better than it was, this morning we were kind of worried about him. But while Bill Krosky Merritt, if you guys remember, he kind of steps into the running back 1 role because Brian Robinson Jr. goes down to Atlanta. So now I kind of love what the Commanders are on
They picked up
offense.
Rashad White.
I haven't talked about him at all in the NFC.
At all.
I haven't talked about the Commanders at all, other than his IU could end up there.
Yeah.
And that seems like that one was kind of blown up.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? What's he going to do?
Dead in the water.
Nothing. He's not.
He's still a Niner?
Yes.
I don't know. What is he technically?
Yes, he is.
I lost track because those videos, my algo will hit them, and I don't know which ones
Technically
when.
he is, yes.
I don't know which ones when. It's like, who's he pissing off with this one?
Everyone.
Yeah. Me watching the videos, I'm just like, I just hope
He's okay.
I just hope he's good. As far as him being back on a football field, I don't realistically see it happening. But wilder things have happened, I guess.
Stephon Diggs signing there is obviously a big deal. We'll continue to follow that conversation. The Bears and All-Pro tackle Darnell Wright signed the biggest deal in the history of offensive line. Congratulations, Darnell.
Go.
$116 million. $93 million guaranteed. Congratulations to him. Chuck Pagano brought it up. Run game, huge for Chicago, obviously, with Ben Johnson, but Caleb Williams, obviously, a massive investment as well. Spending this amount of money on a tackle means you believe in the guy, not only on the field, but off the field as a leader and a pillar of your franchise. He's heading into, year 4. So they get this done pretty quick,
yeah.
and he gets a massive deal. He's obviously showcased who he is, and Ben Johnson isn't just going ahead and letting somebody get the highest paid contract of all time unless they've earned it. Massive respect for this man. Congrats to him, and congrats to the Bears as a whole.
Yes, he was AQ's either first team. I think he was first team right tackle or second team right tackle when he did the Shipleys or whatever the hell they're called. Trenchies. Thank you. My bad. I shouldn't talk about this team though, because I don't know if you heard before the show. Butsy dropped the Chargers and picked up the Bears as one of his teams now. So Butsy, you could maybe take this one away.
I mean, look, like you said, as far as the trenches go, that's where it starts. I talked to AQ as soon as this deal came out because I remember how high he is on this guy, how much he loves Darnell Wright. And I believe he was interviewed coming into camp, and they asked him, hey, how do you feel about the contract? Are you holding in? He was like, nah, I'm not worried about it. I know it's coming soon. And they took care of him. Highest paid ever when it comes to guaranteed money. Young core of that offensive line. Still some questions about the center and the left tackle, and that's straight from AQ.
Yeah, congratulations. AQ is in there. He's training a lot of these guys. Congrats to the Shipyard getting after it. Congrats to Octagon Football getting the deal done, the Chicago Bears getting the deal done. He now has earned his way onto this graphic, the highest paid players of each position. He's at right tackle at $29 million a year, left tackle $30.1 million a year. That's a lot closer gap than it has been in the past. I think that's because we have more balanced offenses now, and also we have more pass rushers. So obviously as the edge position has picked up, the right tackle position has obviously become ridiculous. $50 million a year at edge, $63 million at quarterback, $42 million at wide receiver. Punter, $4.1 million.
Not bad.
Kicker, $7 million.
There you go.
I like what they're doing down there, boys. You look at the center, Linderbaum just obviously flipped that market into a $27 million a year place. Running back, Bijan just signed for that. That's going to change probably in the next day or two. Either Gibbs or Jonathan Taylor.
Maybe.
Probably going to break that. I think Jonathan Taylor will try to. For sure, because of what he's earned, and this is probably his last big one, at the running back position.
I mean, I agree. Definitely should try. Both guys should definitely try. In my own opinion, I think Bijan should be. He's earned the right to be the highest paid running back in the league.
Okay, I respect that. I appreciate that. He got his deal done first, so normally he set the tone for everybody.
Yep.
Now let's go to the wide receiver position, $42.15 million a year for JSN, and let's go to the tight end position, $19.1 million. George Kittle. So that is whenever you talk about tight end university and them meeting up and saying, hey, we got to know our fucking value here, boys. I think there's a lot of that. That's a crazy
gap.
Yeah, they're $10 million less than tackle and $20 million less than wide receiver.
Yeah, and they're both. Especially at the high end of that, especially George Kittle and what he provides for the 49ers, especially if he's back healthy, which everybody's assuming he is going to end up being. So I think these numbers say a lot. I think the league's very healthy. I respect and appreciate all these players doing what they're doing. But you could probably look at a couple of these positions and assume that over the next couple of years, they're going to get boosted in a big way as well.
Yeah, like tight end, you think about Brock Bowers, with the Las Vegas Raiders, when you think about their weapons, like he is the one guy that they have. They don't have a wide receiver one, really. They have like a couple guys that haven't proven themselves yet. Like Brock Bowers is going to catch 100 balls and be on the field for every single one of Ashton Ginty's runs. You just kind of mentioned it to me, Tyler Warren. He's the exact same, and he's probably an even bigger impact when it comes to his ability to take snaps under center. I think he did a QB sneak last year. I forget if they actually did that, but he, with Alec Pierce sidelined right now, he's kind of the Colts' number one receiver, and who knows?
There's a lot of these guys are the team's number one receiver.
Loveland, he's not number one receiver right now, but I can definitely see him being one of these. I think he's just scratching the surface. You didn't see him in the passing offense in college. Now he's in this Ben Johnson offense, which we know how much Ben Johnson does for these tight ends. So he's another guy. There we go.
Good game.
Back in the fight.
Proud of you, buddy. We're talking about the highest paid annual salaries or average salaries for each position group, and tight ends are a long way below the wide receivers and the tackles. But tight end is something we should definitely bring up with you. How do we feel, bud? What happened out there? A little loosey-goosey? You sprinted out of here faster than we've ever seen before.
Yeah, I started setting in about 5 minutes into Chuck, so I was battling for about 30 there. I said, I think I can get to the end. I didn't know when the end was going to be. Once we were off ESPN, I thought, hey, maybe Pat's going to have to take a piss really bad. And we'll hop off here. We'll take a 5-minute break, and I'll be able to fucking go do my business then. But nature called. That's not what happened. What are you going to do? I have a upcoming doctor's appointment for my stomach pretty soon. I don't know.
Clear it out?
Well, I don't know. Will it matter? What's this doctor going to say to you?
What can he say? What can they do?
Sorry, it's on me. But what will this doctor say to you that potentially changes anything in your life? Exactly. Exactly.
We'll see.
Question.
You know it when you hear it.
Yeah. I just want to make sure I don't have like an ulcer or anything like that.
We would like all the negative things to not happen to you as well.
That's not fun. It's not fun. But hey, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Well, they give you answers, I think, on what you should do, and you say, well, actually, that just kind of makes it worse somehow.
Nah, I mean, I've played that by the book. I have pills and medications to that I'm actually on those don't do a whole lot either. So
Eating better.
What?
Well, that's the thing. You eat salads. Nothing but salads for
spicy broccoli
a week and a half, and
time to get the salad.
was losing the weight, but is it worth it when you feel like you're getting stabbed in the guts, every 10 seconds, and then you take a massive, disgusting shit every time you fart?
And what did you
smells
do?
Like
what have you been doing lately? What's the food today? What was the food, kind of the recipe you think today?
I just got your run of the mill ground beef burrito today.
Burrito.
But ground beef, and I didn't load it up with queso or any of that bullshit. It was basically white rice and ground beef. It was a pretty...
Was it the size of your head?
That's how big it was. I mean,
it was a big burrito.
It was a decent burrito.
But it was, like I said, white rice, cilantro.
Beans? Big beans?
No beans.
Nothing
ground
egregious
beef.
in there.
No. Veggies.
It's a lot of it.
It was a pretty good size burrito. It was. But
what about the drinks? Do we have water with that? Mix it down a little.
I did. I had a couple coffees today. It was an early morning. So
did you get any wings?
I had one Red Bull.
Okay.
Any energy shots?
No.
The coffees that get you too.
It is, yeah.
That is rare.
Drinking no, because I usually have an espresso before I come into work pretty much every single day. But
Nespresso is a real game.
Yeah, they're delicious.
They're good.
I kind of have a headache right now, actually. I think because I've had too much.
I was gonna say that's
Or
the
not
problem.
enough.
Is I used to not do anything when I got in here, and now I'm shit. It's quick. It tastes good. It's convenient, so I've been having about 2 of those in here as well.
Yeah, but those are double sized, so that's 4 of those, and then you have 1 at home, that's 5, and then you have the Red Bull, that's 6 things before we go live. Burrito the size of your head, and also anything on the side? Nothing on the side? No
Nothing on the
chips?
side. No, I did not get any of that today.
Hey, thank you for doing that.
I did not get any of that today.
I like what you did there.
I took a bunch of shits last night too. I figured I was going to be, all cleared out coming into today. I said I won't take another dump till 7 p.m. today.
Well, I mean, that is a good sign when you're shitting, though.
Yeah.
It's better than not going, right?
Depends on the poop.
Yeah, but when you can't control when it's coming, I think that is, maybe some would say suspect.
It's alarming.
I knew when it was coming though. I mean, it's been coming down the pipe for about 40 minutes here. I knew it was coming. It was just whether or not I was going to be able to, do it without the hullabaloo.
And that's what we're talking about. Like, your ability to do so many things at one time kind of reminds me of like a tight end position, and what they're getting paid versus what everybody else is getting paid is just
not
crazy.
right.
It's not right. It's not right at all.
It's not right. That's why I did that, because I want Tucker Kraft to get paid.
He might
I
reset
want
it.
him to be the highest paid tight end in the NFL.
Laporta.
Sam.
I'm doing it for these guys.
Thank you for doing it for them.
Thank you.
You can buy tickets to the upcoming NFL preseason games and the NFL regular season games. Maybe even give them as a gift at our friend SeatGeek.
Let's go.
The greatest ticket buying platform on planet Earth and
the moon.
Humanoids are going there.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what that means. They're also saying probably people inside of that.
Ticket price going up there.
Certainly. I don't know what event is going to be live from the moon, but when it is, SeatGeek will give you the best bang for your buck. And right now, if you use PATMCAFEE as a promo code, you get $30 off your tickets. Now, granted, SeatGeek will tell you if you're getting ripped off. It's a little red dot next to the ticket. They say, hey, this is a bad price for this particular ticket. They'll also tell you, hey, this is a good price. This is a good ticket. You'll never get catfish. What you see and what you buy is what you get. But they're looking out for you. Right now, $30 off tickets using code PATMCAFEE. Probably get into a preseason game.
Yeah.
Pretty good at that with $30 off. Now, there are fees that apply. There are some other restrictions that apply, but we very, very much appreciate SeatGeek, and we think they do an incredible job. And we think you should gift some tickets because you're alive, but are you living? Go live and experience something live with our friends That's Top selling NCAA football games, you might ask? Well, Ohio State at Texas, that's week 2. DU versus Notre Dame, huge last year.
That's a big one.
That's November 7th. Michigan, Ohio State. What do we think, AJ? This game's always going to matter or no?
It better. I mean, it's always going to matter here. I know that. I don't know what they're trying to do to it on the national stage, but yeah, it matters here.
Well, they're saying the game might not matter because what's going on with the rest of the games, it just makes every game kind of the same game. And if the game doesn't matter, is it really the big game anyways?
Michigan's new head coach just said it doesn't really matter.
Coach
That's
Whittingham?
not what he said.
In so many words.
What did he say?
He basically said, like, listen, we don't hate anybody. So
he said hate's a strong word.
Yeah. He said, read the room, pal.
That's soft.
Great start.
Yeah. Fan base don't feel that way.
What everybody in Ohio State say about that? Oh, sweet, this guy doesn't hate us. Cool, we're gonna roll this guy like we plan on doing. What if you guys lose to the guy that doesn't even hate you?
That'd be bad.
Holy shit!
Can't live in your fears.
Or hate is what Whittingham said.
Yeah.
What I found that hate can really bring people together. I actually wrote a song about it. It'll be out on August 14th.
There you go.
It's actually a little bit of a heater. Now, LSU Ole Miss, speaking of hate, here we go.
There you go.
Yep.
Here we go.
Game of the year.
And then you got Tennessee versus Texas. Who's UT? Who's UT?
That's a good question.
That's selling out. Okay, up there in Rocky Top.
Definitely.
I don't know if it's Texas Longhorns that are fans trying to get up to that sweet, beautiful location in Tennessee and Knoxville, or if they're just excited to see the UT battle from way back in the day on who is the powerhouse. Right now, you can get $30 off tickets. I think these games, I don't know if 30 is going to be even noticeable.
No.
But there are certainly games out there where it will help, and we appreciate them for that. All live events, SeatGeek has the ticketing for you. We appreciate the hell out of them. All right, we're going to get the hell out of here. We're back tomorrow. Big day tomorrow.
Huge Hall of Fame game day.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, yeah, game day.
NFL helmets are going to be on a football field tomorrow night playing the game of football with refs, whistles, lights, television, points, you name it.
That's right.
Gambling odds.
I'm betting on an NFL game tomorrow.
Yes, you are responsibly because you are of age and you are agreeing to do it responsibly. And if you're not doing either of those things, we don't want you to join us at DraftKings. But with that being said, we got some action tomorrow. We got some heat tomorrow.
What?
We got some helmets colliding tomorrow.
What?
We got pads popping tomorrow.
What?
We got a high school football field on display to celebrate the legends of yesterday because we got the Hall of Fame and it's a great day.
Yes.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change your life. When you wake up tomorrow, we got ball.
Boom.
Thank you for getting through an off season with us. We appreciate all of you for allowing us to do this for a living. And if you don't like us, fuck you. And if you do like us, we love you. And we'll see you tomorrow. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change your life. We're in this thing together. Great work this week, D-Butt.
You too, brother.
We'll see you next week.
Hell yeah.
Hey, tomorrow night?
Football.
Yeah.
Hey, life is great. Football is better.
Boom.
Boom. Team on me. Team on 3 for the good of sport, baby. 1, 2, 3.
Team.
Come on.